Okay.
I don't see why this happens every single time. You were literally here 3 weeks ago.
That was only 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
I've reorganised the treats box, guys. Hi, welcome to Weekend at Amy's. We're going to be doing arts and crafts. Ow. Okay, really? Just sit your ass down. Yes, stay. Why are you presenting yourself to me?
Thankfully off camera.
No means no. I am
Amy
not your
keeping the
ball
hands
boy.
above,
Here,
above board.
I do.
Here.
So now that you've taken a full inventory, do you...
Ah! You licked my ear. It's so not cool.
Tina,
No.
Why did I bother? Why did...
Tina, what the fuck are you doing?
Just sit down.
You will not get attention for doing that.
Do you know what? Do you know what? Ow.
This time it's recorded again.
At
Right
least we have evidence.
Right
Look.
down there. Oh yeah, she's looking at me like she wants to eat me.
I think I may need to get her spayed again.
They grew back.
I don't think the first one took. I guess I'll do the intro. Hello everybody. Welcome to Nerds Or Us. It's our 1 year anniversary. We made it an entire year without getting sick of each other. You'll love to see it.
What do you mean without getting sick of each other? Did you put my ice cream in the freezer, or did you
Yes,
just
of
leave it
course
in the
I
bag?
did.
Did you?
Yes.
You did
Okay, we went 364 days without getting sick of each other. I just feel like you don't trust me anymore.
I
Amy,
don't
you know?
actually.
Honestly, like...
I don't think the trust
That was
was
the
ever
first
there.
thing he did when he gave it to him.
Okay, now I trust it. That's right. You stay in your dad. You stay
Fuck
in
you,
the
buddy.
bug.
Fuck your dad, buddy.
Got it, friend.
So, as I said, this is the year anniversary of the channel.
Did you get a cake?
I didn't get a cake.
You
No,
knew
I
they were
didn't.
coming.
Yeah,
It was a lie.
the cake was a lie all the time.
I only came for cake.
You only
I
come
was
for cake.
I was promised a gluten-free cake.
We all came for the same joke there. But no, seeing that we are in a celebratory mood, you know, party poppers are here everywhere, you know, post-production.
I can't wait to see this clip art.
Oh, you want clip art? There's your clip art!
There's clip art.
If I have a mustache on my face from clip art, I'm gonna be both disappointed, but yet really happy.
Anyway, so I thought what we might do is we might kind of like recap the shows that we've done.
I like how you're like, I thought we should do this, and I thought we should.
We're a democracy.
I love how he gives it to me for the weekend, and Amy saying that that's a dictatorship. Whereas as soon as it came to, okay, so my idea is that we go through the year in review.
We will do this
and
amongst
but,
us.
But everything is, I'm coming up with this idea.
There's
I am
no
doing
I
the
in
intro.
Oh yeah, when I think
I'm
it's
doing it. There's
yeah.
no I in team, but there is a fucking me.
when I think it's a good idea, it's all my ownership. Clearly, I'm such
It's
a
my
narcissist.
intellectual property.
I'm such a narcissist. You see, I have to take credit for it all.
Should tell Jonathan Frakes then that there's no need for him to be here anymore.
Yeah, no, I cancelled them. It's fine.
Okay.
Quarantine rules. Anyway, so yeah, I suppose like the best way to start off would be like our original content, if you will, because I uploaded a whole lot of the Jellyfield Donut episodes. You know, which
I didn't listen.
thanks.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not listen.
That's okay. That's fine. We needed something to start off with before we started getting ideas. Just for full disclosure.
And then there was Foxy Bros podcast as well.
I was going to get to that,
Okay.
because obviously we have the Foxy Bros podcast,
Which I did listen to because I was on.
Again, you can see
Favoritism there.
favoritism there. Yeah.
Narcissist! Her!
Sorry, there's a vested interest there.
Yes, that's it. Exactly. She needs to make sure she sounded funny.
It's not. It's not. It's like one of those things. Like, do you ever hear yourself when you're like on a recording and you're
All the
talking
time.
backwards? It's the most horrific thing ever.
Yeah.
So I like listen, just like, do I sound okay or do I sound like I want to kill myself? Like,
Or,
Yeah, no, I do
you
get
know
that.
what
I do
mean?
get
like,
that.
It's like,
yeah.
oh, just like the
early days,
the cringe
yeah.
of like, oh, I just want to crawl into a hole.
Oh no,
Like,
the early days that was me. Like I kind of see where you're coming from with that.
Mm.
But yeah, so obviously we inherited the Foxy Bros podcast by osmosis, of course, and we had some cracking episodes on that. You kind of done like the full season, as it were, of Foxy Bros at this point.
Mm.
You know, so have you got any kind of like personal highlights from your run?
I'm not gonna lie, like I've had quite a few, like obviously doing the series of different episodes with different people.
Mm.
Like I've had yourself on, Amy on at different points. I also, like, one of our first collabs with the Money Madness channel, like, was
For Digital Lethal Donut, yeah.
was the actual, like, fucking Pokemon podcast.
Yes.
Look at you plug in your podcast.
I have to get some plugs in. I mean, we're starting off soon, so you know.
Exactly. But like that would be my first one because like it was our first like actual interaction with the other channel.
Yeah.
But it was the nice mutual ground that it's like.
It was, yeah.
But it was really fun.
Yeah.
Because we all just like gushed over Pokemon for like.
Oh, we totally did. Like we did. I don't think we even barely talk about the podcast. We were just slacking off Ash Ketchum for an hour and a half, which is pretty much a podcast in a nutshell. So it checks out. It's consistent. But yeah, like we've had obviously plenty of guests on anyway, talking about their own kind of like nerdy outsets, as it were, like whatever they're into.
I know, like it like that was part of the fun because like I didn't want to lean in. Like that was the point of the podcast. I didn't want to lean into the wrestling aspect.
Mm.
I know I could, but when I
Been
had
done to death.
yeah, like everyone that starts their podcast is like, well, I'm a wrestler, or like I'm involved in wrestling and I do a wrestling podcast. No, like most of the people that I know or working with, like they're fucking geeks.
Yeah.
And it's like that's what I want to hear.
And boy, do they love being told that.
Nerd.
Nerds.
Nerd.
You fucking nerds.
Fucking honest.
No, but like it was fun because like not only did I kind of address like, okay, we met such and such like a few years ago through this, but you're also, I try to focus on something that they were big about
Yes.
and bring that to the forefront rather than anything else. So if they were a writer, I try to bring that to the forefront. If they were in like a writer, a producer or actor or whatever it is, just to kind of like, okay, tell their story, what they're into, and hopefully if we go on tangents, we go on tangents, and
yeah,
we never have to touch on it again if need be.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was a free flowing conversation rather than set list of questions. We have to follow this.
Read off the paper. So what got you into wrestling?
What got you in the business,
For
kid?
5 points. Who was your favourite opponent and why?
Nah,
I'd have to say.
I'd have to say redacted and
Redacted,
and
yeah. I will say we've picked a smashing time to make up a YouTube channel during a pandemic and during like wrestling just dying a horrible death.
Yeah.
So
To be fair, actually, it gave us a
so
chance.
I need more beer.
To be fair, like that might have happened, but it did give us a chance to get into other things.
it did though,
Because-
it was a good distraction.
Do you know what's actually really funny about this? So I was thinking of the Foxy Bros podcast one. See, one of my favourite moments on your podcast. Okay, granted, it was when I was on, but it's because none of it was recorded,
Yeah.
and that's why it's like my favourite thing ever. And it was when me, you, and Lorraine were discussing Umbrella Academy. And because we had just fit series 2, I'd binged series 2.
Yeah.
At this point, I had the unlimited the unlimited edition version of the comics,
Yeah.
which have like all the bonus artwork, all this stuff from like that Jared Way had done, and that the all this kind of like thing on it. And originally we were going to talk about that, but then obviously we talk about a tangent. Me and Lorraine went off on one hell of a tangent.
Yes, you
So
did.
I'm nearly sure that like Foxy left. Like he was
Foxy went
still,
for a shit 10
he
minutes
was
ago.
still on the podcast. He was still like physically there with us.
I was an afterthought.
But honest to God, like he
Yeah.
pretty much could have just put him on mute and gone
Yeah.
off and done other things, because me and Lorraine lost the run of
Immediately
ourselves.
hit it off because you had such like kind of like common ground. It's like, oh, we can just talk about this for hours.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about it was it had nothing to do with Umbrella Academy.
But the tangents that you went on was actually like, that was the point of the podcast. Like, if we go on that tangent, we can, and then eventually come back to it.
Look, at a later date, me and Lorraine probably will actually come back to one of the things that we discussed on that unreleased, unedited podcast. But it is not the type of tangent that you want people to discuss. Do you remember one of the things
I
we
do.
particularly
I
discussed?
do.
That is never going to see the light of day.
You'd be surprised.
Never going to see the light of day.
Well, it depends how we are for content, Amy. You never know.
Well, then you will hit us up to see. Me and her still want to do the ghost hunting, but we can't do it during the fucking pandemic.
Yeah, because all the ghosts are gone, like, you know.
No, it's because we can't get into the haunted houses.
Yes, I know. I'm being facetious.
You're being a dick.
I'm being a complete dickhead. Yeah.
Yeah, is this because of what I said about the jelly filter?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
you
is.
shit on my ideas. I will shit on yours.
That is true.
That is correct.
A similar event did take place.
But like, it should be noted that like we were initially a 4-person team
Were we?
starting off. Yes, when
Were
we did
we
make the
really?
channel. Okay, so we
He
did.
made one appearance.
Yeah, maybe
doesn't
He made a couple to his credit, but like,
I'm gonna see if I can get him.
so we did have Tony on the channel initially. He was meant to be out of all of us. He was one of the founding members, if you will. Of
He
the,
set up the channel on
He
YouTube.
set up the channel.
He
He did.
gave us the login details,
And
and,
we
he fucked off to Finland.
Yeah, he kept we've kept his password as a memoriam to him, to remind us of where we went, and
Where
like,
we started.
and the way we kind of divvied everything up, like everyone kind of got a show or something like. So obviously you had Foxy Bros, and we kind of like did different other things as well, which we'll get to. And like I kind of brought some of the kind of the more gaming kind of content as well. Amy had her stuff as well, but Tony's like initial like show was Comics and Beyond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what he wanted to talk about. So obviously he kind of like got the ball rolling on that, and we were doing stuff like. Initially, we kind of like brainstormed it as a sort of like, you know, a topic oriented show about a certain superhero and go from there and see where the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah.
So you've done stuff like I think your initial podcast was just a kind of like a chat
the
about
MCU.
it was the MCU, yeah, and then you went to like stuff like Batman, and then Tony just vanished, if
He
you
was
will.
Thanos.
He was Thanos. Yes, he was. But like I said, we did we did keep it going because we got our other 4th member, our more permanent 4th member. Unfortunately, not in the room with us tonight. I'll just put like a clipboard of him or something like that there.
Let's
beside
get
him.
a life-size cardboard coil.
Absolutely, yeah. Just
Let's
like when
not.
Yes.
Just say we did.
Superimpose
Oh,
his
no.
head like beside Amy.
yeah.
Actually, to be fair, he is technically the 5th member. I mean, Tina's been around.
Tina has been around since the start, yeah,
Well, hers is more of a cameo.
and she doesn't do much for content really. She's a horrible editor.
Are you fucking? She's given us some of our best cold openings.
You haven't seen her trying to do editing. She's a fucking nightmare. Honestly, she just leaves so much in. Like fuck, honestly.
Is it all close-ups of me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
again, yeah. If speaking out, apply to dogs. Seriously. But like I said, when Cutter did come on board, he kind of took the mantle for the Comics and Beyond podcast and got some great special guests. Raven Creed, Matt Schuyler, Katie Harvey, Andrew Holden as well. So we got some plenty of people on, and again talking about like particular topics, but they weren't like your obvious suspects, which I quite liked about the show. They were very like they did have a comics vibe to it, but they weren't your usual suspects. It wasn't like the case of the ones we did with Michaela, for example, like the X-Men and Black Panther. There were stuff like Buffy.
Yeah.
And Angel and fucking the Power Rangers. You did one with him as well, and we had like Alex Grayson on to do Angel, and we got and then we ended on with the boys and with Katie Harvey.
Yeah.
So there were nice little like tangential comic ones, if you like.
Yeah, like it
Kind of flipped the format a bit.
But it was also really good because like Dennis somehow managed to take the concept of it, but if he wasn't strong on that subject, he didn't play it up as if like he was. He
let the guests talk because
Yes.
they were the expert,
Yes.
and that's what I really liked about it, because I was learning stuff from that as well.
Mm.
You know, when doing the edit. So
like he was making it obvious that like, okay, I want to be educated on this.
mm.
So, but he would still throw out a little quiz to just keep the guest on their toes.
Definitely,
as well.
yeah, and again that was a positive thing about it as well, was to see like, well, let's see how good these people are at with their specialist subjects, because we've all been there. You think you're an expert, and then suddenly,
Did comics, books, and beyond just turn into Mastermind?
when Cutter jumped on, I think he likes being the quiz master. I think he likes having that power, you know.
Like being a quiz master.
He has-
To be fair.
When we pitch certain things, like he's been dibs on host, so
He does like being.
I like how he dibs on host, but we've never actually allowed him to be the host yet.
Yeah, no, we can't give him that much responsibility.
That's like my favorite
But we've
thing
seen
about
what
it.
he does. Like he likes to sabotage other
He
people.
steals
being a host.
intros. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, like, I mean, who does
He
that?
stole mine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Keep
yeah.
in mind, like he is a bit of a clown when it comes to these stuff.
Total clown.
types of things.
Total clown, I tell you.
That's
He's got it. That's all we can say. But, hang on.
yeah, you put your fucking drink down, boy.
Yeah, Tim Curry. Yeah. That was...
I'm full of pizza.
Oh.
Please, Mr. Simpson, don't chase me. I'm full of chocolate.
Oh, we all float down
Stop
here.
it. Stop it.
Okay.
Right now. Stop it. Stop it. You. Yeah, you. You're the one spurring him on.
You're telling me to stop it, are you?
Stop. Stop being a dick. You just wonder why I stopped being so fucking...
Oh fuck!
What's the word? It'll come to me.
Yeah, no.
Enthusiastic.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll stop clowning around and move on to our next show. So, like I said, we kind of have our weekly content, as it were. So I kind of brought like some of the gaming content. One idea.
Just shut the fuck up, Foxy.
He's trying to hold it
I
together.
know exactly what you're laughing at, especially when you said, well, we did have our weekly content.
Yes, we
Fuck
did.
yous, like I did what I needed to do for my own well-being, alright?
No, come here. Like again, we'll get to the kind of
The condescending tone that you're choosing to take with me.
no,
Welcome to Nerds Are Us. We don't like each other at all, if I'm not making it any more evident.
I mean,
for people.
you're the one making an issue about it. To be honest, like you know.
You're the one that keeps bringing that particular topic up.
I'm here.
Bring 'em- well,
I'm not saying... I will take my alcohol and I will leave. You can't sell subtext without butt sex, and I think the two of you are doing that. Yeah.
She thinks we're doing it.
I'm just gonna go.
So, what?
I can't even do it with a straight face.
No.
Okay, go on.
So two of our kind of our
I'm sorry.
I'm Jonathan Freaks.
That's not how this works. You can't both leave at the same time.
Is it this then?
Yeah.
Jonathan Freaks. Go on.
But for some of our wrestling content, we've gone into what we're calling the Mirror WWE universe. We're playing through all the old SmackDown games and seeing what like hideous alternate timeline we have based on who we play as.
Mm-hmm.
So, as this is kind of come out, we're getting to the end of our Shut Your Mouth playthrough, which is extra long because it's 2 years instead of the one, and we're playing as Eddie Guerrero, as was picked by you lovely people.
We
on,
made a
online.
mistake.
Do you
with
think
that
so?
one. Yeah.
You think we like kind of did them too early? Like you
We
keep
should
him
have
for...
done test.
Oh, test would have been good. Like
And the reason being is because I'm nearly sure he's not included in much more games going forward.
he's in Here Comes the Pain and SmackDown vs Raw, but like it's not the same test, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not the
That's
same.
what I mean.
The long hair and the pleather,
We fucked up on that one.
Well, look again. Here Comes the Pain will be coming very soon, so we can redeem ourselves in that regard. You never know.
Yeah, we're not putting it to a public vote. I say we just go with test.
We keep it a surprise.
Huh?
Will we keep it a surprise?
You never know. We have been pushing toward like Randy Orton like during the course of the whole.
That
thing.
is no word of a lie. One of my favorite impromptu things is that like whenever Randy Orton is on screen.
Yeah, we turned into Randy Marks very early on.
But you know,
actually,
the best thing about it is because I found it so funny because he's the lowest ranked wrestler starting
I think
off.
that's why.
That's
we,
why.
That's why we gravitated
Like
towards
Maven,
it.
Sean Stasiak, fucking DDP were all ranked higher than Randy Orton.
Yeah, the fuck
Which is so
Stasiak
funny
was
saying that
ranked
now.
higher.
Yeah. And Sean Stasiak, I don't think has even featured once in our playthrough. He's that anonymous.
I know he has been in one
Yeah,
or
he
two
has been.
matches.
Maybe, yeah. But
He's
like,
been in a few matches, like,
yeah.
because we've always been like, what the fuck is he doing there?
yeah, exactly. Al Snow. Fucking Al Snow all the time, like.
And Stevie Richards made a hell of an appearance as well.
He does, he
So
keeps
many
popping up,
Stevie
like, you know.
Richards once.
I'll tell you,
So
yeah.
many Stevie Richards.
And we kept, remember the whole month we kept getting Stevie Richards.
That was bollocks. I was like, bullshit on this.
Yeah.
Not only that, the fact that like we're just like we cannot get a win over Booker T.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's also I'm questioning the game on that one.
Yes. Well, like I said, we've redeemed ourselves now a little bit in that sense, but yeah. And obviously, the plan is obviously to have played it in person, but obviously with lockdown and stuff like that, we just kind of bit the bullet and get it done. But normal service will resume in that regard for Here Comes the Pain with a new main character, and we'll see where I go from there. But bear in mind, it's all supposed to be in the same timeline. So whatever happens at the end of Shut Your Mouth, it's supposed to roll straight into Here Comes the Pain, which I guarantee you, knowing how Here Comes the Pain works, it's gonna be a lot of continuity errors. So we will have to bend over backwards logic wise. The other one, obviously, the other kind of gaming stuff we're doing is the game gallery, where I
This
basically
backfired on us very, very.
a little bit,
quickly.
yeah. So, and this is the cup of woe.
Are we picking a new game?
We will once Omicron's finished, yeah.
Will that not be finished by the time this podcast comes out?
No, because this will be out 2 weeks.
Can we not just pick a new game now anyway, just for shits and giggles?
I don't mind. We can do it at the end of the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy
grand.
days. Yeah. But anyway,
Just to kind of
give something for the fans to look forward to. Yeah. And for yourselves.
just so I can get my therapist back on the line.
You just want the Tim Curry game. Just be honest.
I do, and I've and what pissed me off about it is
Yeah.
I have it up to so much in my head that it's gonna disappoint me.
Oh, it
at
won't.
this point,
It won't.
No,
It won't.
the reason why
No,
I
it
say
won't.
the reason why I say this, lads, is because I actually regret that we did Ripper so early on, because I think Ripper would have pulled me.
Ripper
back.
was our opening gambit.
I was about to say Ripper was it was our first one, but Amy grew to love it.
I honest to God, I
Just
hate.
for Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Now again, Ripper is a game I played years ago, several times, and I just knew. Yes, for 2 years. And it was just the perfect game to start off this series. Cowbell. But the gas thing is, we followed up with Discworld, which is a great game in its own right. But the kind of selling point to us was Eric Idle as the main character.
Idle and Rob Brydon voicing everyone.
It had a hell of a cast. Rob Brydon and John Pertwee, one of the Doctor Who's. He plays all the old characters in it. And Tony Robinson.
Oh, that's Tony.
From Baldrick.
Yeah,
Baldrick,
yeah.
So
or Time Team.
So
if
those
that's what you're
three
into.
poor bastards voice about 80 characters amongst them, and then there's another girl who was
Amy's just remembering the creepy fucking dog.
Oh, the
fucking
chest.
suitcase.
You have any idea how close you were getting of a plushie of that for Christmas?
I double checked it and I actually found out it was the thing that was available.
Yeah.
And I was ready with a text message to be like, if this comes to my house or if I get this,
Yes.
I actually am no longer friends with you.
No, I knew
was
that.
ready to end a friendship before it even arrived.
You got
because I was
something. You got something a lot better. That's the main thing.
who sits on my bed, pride of place on the top of the pillows.
Exactly.
He has really
Does
weird
he?
bed
Does he
hair.
do the? Does he do the lean?
He actually now has permanent bed head,
Fantastic.
which has annoyed me slightly because I didn't think it would happen as quickly as it did. But
Yeah.
I legit have to try and brush his hair, and it has the cowlick and everything.
Fantastic.
That's
That's beautiful. But like I said, so we've Game Gallery kind of one of those ones that's been hampered by both the draw and by the lockdown. So obviously I kind of played through them and we watch along as it was a movie. So
it's so upsetting.
Discworld or the creepy chest.
No, I just mean the game gallery in general because we've not gotten great games. So the
It's-
fact that it matters that I'm willing to go back to Ripper
Yeah.
should be a massive.
And I wouldn't
indication.
mind, but there actually are really interesting games in the hat.
I heard her.
That's nice. Anyway.
The towel is down anyway.
Yeah.
She pisses herself.
After we did to the Discworld, we went to
Hopkins. Yes.
which is essentially Johnny Cage's movie.
Oh yeah. When you said that, my God, that made the game so much better to digest. Because again, I knew that game beforehand, and thankfully I wasn't able to play it because it was just so old and janky. It just doesn't work on new.
I have a quick.
Operators.
I just want to double check something now.
Yeah,
We actually did that entire game in one setting.
we did. It was only 2.5 hours. Yeah.
Right, that game was only 2.5 hours. I have no memory of that game because I was highly, highly medicated for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I actually have no memory of it. The fact that you've just said reminded me that we did actually do it over the one sitting is shocking.
Oh, come here. Yeah, you couldn't do 2 seconds of that game. It's just so bad. But that was one of the properly bad games in the hat. If you know what I mean.
A few more of them would be good though. to get.
A bit of fodder, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's tons of them there. There's tons of them there.
I mean, games
But-
that are like short.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
like I said, there's a very good mix. Like Omicron is actually perhaps one of the longest games in the hat.
It's like a 9 hours.
It is 9 hours, yeah. That's one of the longest. Like most of them are kind of like 4 to 6 hour, 8 hour. There is one that's massive, but it's because it's episodic, so we can kind of say, okay, we'll stop at episode case 2 or 3 or whatever it is, and leave it and move on from there. You know, if we wanted to. With Omicron, Omicron obviously the pitch was that David Bowie is in it.
Yeah, see, his pitches make it seem like it's a much better thing than it
Yeah.
actually is. Because then as soon as we start doing it and I've zoned out, I realised I was lied
But
to
truth be
again.
told, I honestly did think there was more Bowie in it than
I
it
was
was.
lied to. I love the way it's
Yeah.
like, I was lied to again.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
But like, and it's a pity for me because I played through it and thinking like, it's like Bowie pops up 4 times in the game. Like it's like, oh, like it's a bit
And we've seen it
disappointing.
twice.
You've seen it? Oh, okay. Actually, that's not true. It's 5 times. Okay, so
He
tune
is
in,
act-
folks.
He is. I do remember one. I didn't think it was at the first Bowie sighting when he's literally just like in the cod piece
Yes.
Yeah.
and doing like
In the
he
concert.
he literally like just gives his own concert in the game, which
Yeah.
is we don't get to play. We don't get to
You
play
watch.
it.
You listen to it.
You don't play it. It's like a cutscene, but we can't cut away from it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of forced to watch Bowie perform, which I think honestly was the best part of the game.
It is. It is because you listen to David Bowie and it's his new shit, so you probably haven't heard the song.
Yeah.
Like Survive is a fucking brilliant song. I've added that to my list because
Yeah.
of the game. Anyway, we get off track. But that's been kind of like our kind of gaming stuff. So again, tune in till the end of this, and we will do our draw for after game gallery.
Yeah.
Because what we might do as we're wrapping up Omicron, we might even start off the next one and alternate it that way, just to give ourselves a break from it. Because like I said, it's a very long session, if you know what I mean. And we're not too far away from the end of Omicron, but might spice things up just to keep Amy sane. Speaking of Amy, your 2 series, your 2 shows.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of them very curtailed by the pandemic. One because we kind of need to do it in person for that. That's Weekend at Amy's.
Yeah. So
And-
Weekend at Amy's was more of an in-person kind of had to be done, and we did attempt at the start.
We tried. We
We did actually try to do Weekend at Amy's remotely, but there was too much preventing us from doing it with
Yes.
copyright, like on YouTube if we were trying to upload the movies to watch together, or even just me trying to send the movie to
Yeah.
the guys. It wasn't happening because they didn't want to try and illegally download it because they're good boys.
We are good boys.
So how the fuck do you think I'm getting the movies?
I do not want to answer that question. And
Anyway.
neither do you want me to answer that question.
Who gives? Who
I
the
plead
fuck's
the
gonna
fifth.
fucking report me for this? It was for Jaws the Revenge, for God's sakes. John Sargent's probably chuffed a bit. I was downloading that shit.
My God, there's one person.
Someone is seeding this.
Like, that's disgusting.
Oh God, dirt. And then the other one was the box set, which went from a weekly to a
Bi-weekly,
to a bi-weekly
monthly.
to a monthly to a bi-monthly.
But in fairness,
I did. There was a legit. There was
There's
actually.
reasons for it.
There was a genuine reason why I kind of did have to cut back a fair bit on the channel due to work commitments and stuff like that, and kind of getting a new job and then getting a promotion within that job. So
yeah,
like shit. Who knew that the fucking real world was actually going to get involved?
I know.
in
Hey,
this
when that
way?
happens.
Yeah, but the box set is kind of taken. It's kind of taken on its own little. I enjoy. I like. the fact that
I
it's
do
actually
enjoy the
like
box set.
I
Like-
actually do like kind of how it's spaced out, like
Yeah.
on a monthly bi-monthly basis.
But it's also the kind of stuff that we're covering as well, because like again, it's kind of ticking the box of like talking about TV shows and certain ones we're doing. So like it starts off like the first episode you guys did was with Rugrats. It was
Yeah.
yourselves and Burkbot talking about Rugrats, and it was like about kind of the
It was,
conspiracy theories around
it was
it.
the special features, if you will, on the conspiracy theories behind
Yeah.
the Rugrats, and whether or not they are real characters or if they're just a figment of a character's
Character's
imagination.
yeah. And it was a really interesting pod. Like it's a really interesting episode to listen to because like you're thinking, oh, maybe there is something to this, you know.
Yeah.
And then you follow this up then with the Flintstones and the Jetsons, which is along the same lines. You're kind of like thinking,
The
trying to read between the
conspiracy,
lines about it, you know.
Are
And
they
again, very
set in
interesting.
the same time period?
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Which there's an awful lot actually that kind. I did a bit more searching.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I've done a bit more searching on it, and it kind of
There's a bit
they
of
sync up a
leverage
little
there,
bit
yeah.
more in the sense that they are set in the same
Yeah,
time period.
like I said, there's only 6 episodes. They're very digestible in that sense. So you cover Biker Mice from Mars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We did that with KC.
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks as well. Yeah, was in.
Oh, the
this
Street
episode.
Sharks, Biker Mice from Mars, and I think the Animals of Farding Wood were all in the
It did,
same-
yeah. It
Yeah.
did. It popped in there. That's right.
That made an appearance and it made me cry.
It did. It did. We had to stop the episode
We
because
had
you
to
started
have to
crying.
stop because I got upset.
And then you did. I suppose like maybe your personal favorite episode was the Supernatural retrospective. You got Neil on. You got Foxy. You got Anya.
Neil,
the whole
Foxy,
lot.
Anya, me, just discussing our favourite episodes.
Yeah.
Our favourite episodes, who our favourite antagonists were on the whole thing. Kind of just, that is actually my favourite one that we've done so far.
My personal favorite of the box set has been the Guilty Pleasures. No word of a lie.
Oh, yeah.
That was good, and honestly, I want to do more episodes like that.
Oh, we
Personally,
will be.
I want to do
will
stuff like
be.
that. It's like a round table and just like some sort of
Well,
topic.
I
on it.
actually have my idea for what my next one is going to be.
Yeah.
And it is going to be, it's actually going to be based on, so it won't, we've already done the kind of the guilty pleasures, which, by the way, Dennis, when we are face to face, we and you still need to have a fucking discussion.
There will
about
be
your
a
guilty
serious
pleasures.
discussion.
Like, honey, I will give you my doctor's number and you can talk to her because you need help.
More
but
so
yeah.
than usual, Dennis. In fairness,
But yeah, I'm kind of thinking on the lines of general favourite characters that we have.
Oh,
Now, what is
from anything.
What is the parameters for this one?
Your favourite fucking character, whether this be book, game, movie, TV show.
Oh, what we can do by category? Your
Yes.
favorite book, your
Actually,
favorite
yeah.
novel,
Your
favorite game, character. Yeah,
We're
that's
gonna,
good.
Yeah, I want to find out.
That's
Because
good.
this is literally going to help me when dealing with Christmas.
Actually, like that. Very clever. Very
Mhm.
clever. Yeah, that'd actually be better because like if you're saying right, we're gonna do it by category, I was like, that makes it easier.
It's
to
going to
actually-
be it's going to be a long episode. That's the only thing.
Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's going to be a
It's
long
fine.
episode.
They're
but
they're
yeah.
long form vodcasts, so I think we can get
Yeah,
away
so
with that.
hence why I like this is another reason why I'm happy that I get to do this one bi-monthly because it
Yeah.
means that if I do stretch it into like 2 hours,
Yeah.
then it's grand.
It's definitely a quality over quantity podcast
Exactly.
in that
Yes.
sense. Whereas with like the weekly stuff it's quantity over quality. It's just keep the traffic going.
I didn't
essentially.
realize that. What gave it away that the Supernatural episode was my favorite episode.
I don't know what it was, Amy. If we just get slightly closer to the camera there.
I'm not getting up. I'm comfortable.
Fair enough.
But like, no matter if
It's supernatural tattoo. There you go.
Yeah, you can actually see it on cam there. It's fine.
pretty.
And then we like again, those are kind of our, I suppose, our individual shows. And then we kind of get to the kind of the real group session. So, one of the original ideas we had when we were kind of the actual brainstorming of the channel was what ended up being Watch Scraps with Me.
Yes.
In the kind of shall we say the primordial soup of the channel, when there was like test recordings and people being auditioned, let's say.
Yeah.
Watch Scraps was kind of like the one. And no word of a lie, I think it may be my favorite show overall. Pound for pound, I think it's our best one.
It's
I
not
do have
mine.
I have my own personal favorites for obvious reasons, but
Watch Scraps is not my favorite series that we do. At all.
I think I know which
I
one.
know which one, yeah.
I think I know which one as well because we might be all agreed on that. But honestly,
We'll talk about that.
yeah, I genuinely do love Watch Scraps because
Because I want to give the update on what we're doing for the next series.
yes, of course,
Yes.
of course. But like, what I love about Watch Scraps again is because like it's such an easy thing to do in a sense because obviously we can do it remotely, but it's also something we could have done in person. But because we're getting such great guests on to do it, because we've had a variable who's that of fucking like Irish wrestling.
Katie Harvey, Jamie Coleman,
Yeah,
Justy.
You managed to get Justy.
We got
You managed to
Justy,
get
like, yeah.
That's a
Justy
big
to
get.
do a fucking show.
Yeah.
You've had Cowboy Jim West.
we have had CJ. Yeah, we've had
Obviously, there's been us.
yeah
We've had
Jerry Soul. Yeah, Jerry
who's
Soul.
been
Yeah.
on.
We've had a
Kev.
few people on. We've had
Kev
Kev,
and
we had
Dennis
Cutter, yeah.
done it,
We
yeah.
did a tag
Kev
team
and Dennis
special,
as
yeah.
well.
Did Skylar do it?
No,
He
no.
did. No, he did comics.
He did comics, yeah. But like again, all in
We've
good
had
time,
Fran on.
hopefully. Yeah.
Fran,
Fran
yes.
was-
Fran was our second episode, yeah.
Motherfucker stole my match. I was livid. I was fucking freaked, and the only reason why I gave it up was because he was the guest.
Yeah.
Never again.
Never again.
Never again.
Never
I've
happens.
never given up a
Yeah.
match again.
Again, one of my personal favorite moments from the episode from the show was because we had Katie on as our kind of like we had So-
and then all of a sudden a special guest arrived.
yes
Halfway through it.
it wasn't that right. It wasn't that like that was one thing, yes, because like behind
Was
the
it
curtain,
what he asked afterwards?
it wasn't that, no.
Because
Well,
that was my favourite.
it wasn't
Are
that.
we watching another one? No, that's all we're doing.
That's all we're
today.
doing today, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll be back for the next one.
It wasn't that, right? It was the case, like, now, again, behind the curtain, we kind of do, when we do have Katie doing Royal Rumbles with us, we do only do 2 on a night, right? Just to kind of stretch them out and obviously not be, like, pulling on her going, can we please fucking do another one? You know?
Especially now in her condition.
Exactly. She's got
Probably
more
can't.
important things going on, you know? Because looking after Phil is hard enough, you know? But,
She's decided to add.
yes. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. But when we got her on the second time to do more Rumbles, we had Phil alongside us.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Now the first session was a Hames, like because we had I had the misfortune of picking the one fucking Daily Motion video where the ads were on every 5 fucking minutes, and I guarantee you, if I picked a different link, we wouldn't have had the problem. It was the one goddamn video.
My favourite thing about the Rumble watches once have been so far, the Rumbles I've picked have been the favourites.
Bangers, complete bangers.
And
like,
I'm like literally, I'm picking the ones where I'm thinking the most obscure ones
Yeah.
from the 90s have been the best Rumbles.
But the gas thing about it was, like, literally when we were doing the intro, I had Phil there alongside with Katie. Again, they're all like being nice and composed and professional, like waiting for the intro to finish. And then like I go, and our Royal Rumble specialist, and then Phil Boyd goes, fucking excuse me. It's just like, wow, it's just like, it wasn't even like it's trapped in nerves, it's like, specialist.
Specialists.
Yes, exactly.
The Ds.
You wanted the plural, that was it.
Yeah.
But and of course, like again, perhaps one of our like our better ones in a sense was when we were able to get the format out in like one episode was the one we did with Debbie Keitel, Most
Yes.
Influential Women. That was a very good episode. Like in fairness, now we've had some great premises, especially when the ones some of them are very specific, you know. And then so now we're doing ones that we let's be fair, like we had done the Eddie Guerrero episode, like a month beforehand. It just got like moved down the pile because we had like we had like guys with like guest stars and like Dennis calling the shot going, next week we'll have this. Like, you motherfucker, right? I'm to re-edit that now and change the numbering.
Unfortunately, Dennis made it very dated, so we had no choice but to push that forward.
I had to change Eddie Guerrero like that video twice because first it was episode 15, then it was episode 17, and then it was 18. Dennis,
Sorry, why did we allow him to become a permanent fixture if all he does is fuck
fuck,
with
we
his
need
stuff?
someone to replace Tony. I don't know. Anyway, he does the intros for us, and it gives me less work to do. Less words for me to say, but no.
Wait, now I'm so happy now that Exploited It is back at work, so I probably will be able to do more of the Watch Graph episodes
Yeah.
for me to like take my title back as the intro.
That's
for
it,
that
yeah.
show.
But and that's the thing. Like again, it's a great. We enjoyed doing this series, and it's been something that's kind of got us through lockdown quite well. It's obviously something we're going to keep going. We may not be able to do it weekly, is the thing, because we have other stuff going on as well, like real life and like reconnecting with actual real people.
Yeah, like
You know.
the country is
Yeah,
starting.
people.
Hence why we've actually noticed how like this is like 3 weeks now.
Yeah,
We've
like,
actually been able to meet up, which is like an amazing thing because it shows that nature is healing and that like the world is opening up again. This is where it leads into a bit of an issue where my bi-monthly podcast might turn into an every 6 months.
this is it, like
thing.
because there's certain shows we want to do weekly because they work better weekly.
Yeah,
and
which
there's
would
certain
be
shows-
the Mirror Universe.
Mirror Universe, Game Gallery, like there are things we can do in batch.
Yeah.
But there's also stuff like a weekly session we do, which we'll get to as our main event. Like that works weekly because it's a weekly show. The one show that I think is perhaps the best happy accident of this channel, and it's something that we had no intention of doing.
Can I
by the
tell
way.
the story?
Please.
Okay. Strap in, kids. Right. So myself and Jonathan and the Madness crew had
Yeah.
been out drinking, right, one night, and I ended up staying over on this couch.
You did.
I slept on this couch, while a dog attempted to rape me during my sleep, and the following morning, myself and Jonathan ended up watching an amazing show called Beyond Belief Factor Fiction.
That we did.
Okay, and the two of us decided as we were watching it, we were trying to guess which ones were true and which ones
Yes.
were work of fiction. This is that fucking horse. So
The horse ended our watch along. You
Right.
just left. You
so
walked.
what happened was we were watching these episodes, and the two of us decided this would actually be a good idea to
Yes.
to watch along for the three of us to actually enjoy it and do it. I have one fucking amazing streak. What's my streak?
15-0,
15-0. What's Foxy's streak?
11-0.
11-0. Okay. So
At
because
time of recording, we could have done more.
yeah, we
before
might have
after this.
done more. So because I had already watched season 2.
We had done the first half of season 2.
Yes, okay, so
Because
I'd
we'd watched 2 on the night, and then we watched like 4 more when we woke up the next morning.
Exactly, yeah. So I had already seen half of season 2. So we decided when we were going to start doing the recordings for the watch along, we would skip the ones that me and Jonathan had already watched, meaning Foxy hadn't actually seen them, which led
Yes.
to me taking a 5 lead victory, I suppose, in this sense.
And then we put them in the boot camp and
So what
we
happened
watched.
was, obviously, real life got in the way and I wasn't able to do the watch-alongs, which gave us a great opportunity to let Foxy catch up and watch the ones I had already seen.
Yes.
Hence, that way, we can't get caught out and I can't take fake victories because I'd already seen the episodes.
Yes.
Which leads us to our new season. So we are finished season 3.
We are. And
of-
2. We've done
so
both.
Seasons, we're not doing season 1 because it doesn't have
It doesn't
Jonathan
have
Frakes.
John the Frakes in it.
Let's
And
not
doesn't
lie,
count.
that's the only reason why we want to watch it.
Yeah.
So for season 4 of Beyond Belief Factor Fiction, for the That's a Lie TV show, which, let's not lie, it is our favourite of all the things that we do on the channel, it's going to be a head-to-head.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be between Amy and Foxy.
Yes.
Now, I'm curious about something. I thought me and him were equal now.
No, there wasn't enough episodes to do that. Now, we could have jumped into season 1, but it
We're
wouldn't
not
have felt
going to
right.
because it's
Yeah.
shit. Okay, so here's my counter option. Here's something that I think we can do. Okay, so it is
Mhm.
going to be a versus episode, and the reason why it's going to be Amy versus Foxy is because we have the better track record.
Oh,
of
yeah,
finding
totally.
out which ones are bullshit and which ones aren't. Hence why 15 and 11. Why don't we start it then as a clean slate
Oh, you want to reset? Best of 13?
and see which one of us actually wins?
I have no problem with that if you're happy to relinquish your lead.
So if we do it that way, then that means Cutter and you are literally watching as spectators.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll have you can pick a corner to go in if you want on this one, or you can be.
Like, they can take their picks. They can take their picks on what they think is
They're
right.
not going to count.
No,
No,
we won't count.
no, they're not
No, we'll
gonna count.
talk about it. We'll
Yeah,
riff on
you
it,
can
yeah.
talk about it, but they're not allowed to mention it.
Yeah, yeah.
a
It's just
head-to-head.
between you
That's
two.
what
yeah.
I mean. Like, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
head to head, so they can talk about it afterwards, but only after me and you have already given what we think.
So,
Our answers have to be locked in before they're allowed to say anything,
okay.
That is a good way of doing it.
Are we
because it's cheating otherwise.
It's perjury, yeah.
Are we gonna do it where, like, okay, we
Purchase
can deliberate with whoever chooses their side?
No, but see, this we don't have enough time.
We won't
in
have enough
between.
time. You'd have
We
to
don't
pause
have
the
enough
video.
time. You'd
Ah,
have to
I
pause
suppose
the video. That's what I mean. So that's why I say that they don't do a vote, because there's not enough time in between it.
Yes.
No.
Afterwards, like after the episode is finished, then we can discuss it, or you and Dennis can write it down,
Mm.
and after
And see if they match up.
exactly, and after it's been done, then you can see if you two got it right as well. But yours is just for shits and
It's
giggles.
shits and giggles.
Me and him are the seriousness.
Yeah.
We're the serious ones, but
You're the
I
canon,
think-
we're the non-canon.
I think we can actually add to this, because if they write their answers down beforehand and then they match up to us, that could be fun for them.
Yeah, it could
Get them-
be, but
What we have
they're
to
not
do is...
they're not getting a prize at the end.
Oh,
of
no,
this.
here, no. This is
I'm
what we do.
working on a prize for
No,
me
but-
and you, motherfucker.
It's better a prize than a fucking forfeit, like, yeah.
Prizes, not forfeits.
We know what your prize is going to be.
Yeah, fucking kerching, like,
It's
you
on
know.
the table.
Gin gin.
Gin gin. But,
Mine takes a little bit more talk.
but no word of a lie. Like, I love the fact that, like, that's a lie is just...
You're getting a box of Orchard Teas. You're gonna be happy with it.
You're getting an actual fox in the post.
Do you remember the day we said? Do you remember actually the day? It was the night after before me and you started watching Beyond Your Belief, and we were leaving Roscoe's and the fox around.
Yes!
Yeah, Foxy was with us in
He
spirit.
was.
A legit fox. Like while we were like leaving, we were all.
He was a baby
joking,
fox, too.
And it was like literally like a little baby, a fox cub kind of ran out behind us, and we were like, oh. Yeah.
It was either that or Alan Moore, if you can't tell. But,
Alan Morph was actually with us, so we
Yeah.
knew it wasn't him.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was talking to him, so I know it wasn't
Which
him.
we shall be talking about shortly.
Yeah. But no word of a lie, like, I love the
Oh
fact...
shit! I forgot that was even a thing on this channel.
Yes!
Yes.
Oh fuck! I completely.
You thought it was a complete separate...
It's not even that. It's like in my mind because it's future.
Yeah, yeah.
I've actually completely like just taken that out of the Nerds Are Us thing.
Yeah.
So we don't do the intro to it anymore,
That's true, yeah. That's true.
which I'm not happy about.
Yeah. But anyway, but the thing
This
is...
is what I mean. It's not a democracy. It's a total dictatorship.
But anyway...
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Anyway, moving fucking on.
I'm the
woman.
editor, it's
Stop
easier-
speaking.
It's easier for me. But legit, like, I love how organic That's a Lie is, because it literally was a case of us two after a night out going, yeah, let's fucking.
It turned so competitive so quickly.
But not intentionally. It was just
Oh
like,
no,
okay,
it was
yes.
intentional that night. Or that morning. Like
The morning, yeah.
That
more so.
morning, it was so. Like, when we were watching
Waking
that
up
night.
with a purpose.
That night when we were watching it, it was grand because it was like we did a good few drinks on us and everything. It was just Terry Funk, and then like the following morning, I may as well have had a fucking notebook, been like, okay,
Yeah.
and that fucking horse ruined my
You
blood.
literally left after because of that
I
psychic
stormed
horse.
off because of a fucking psychic horse, which
I'm
was
not-
bollocks.
I'm not gonna
Because
lie.
it broke her streak, incidentally. Like, she had been, like, wiping the floor on me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like, because she made such a big deal about the horse, that actually helped me get to 11 and all. I was like, yes,
That was
I
the-
remember this.
That was the 11, like,
Yeah.
It was, but we then decided that particular is five stories per episode. That particular.
Oh, God, yeah,
wasn't
no, we
gonna
know.
count,
Yeah,
so
yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. But in
we got
fairness,
the
like,
rest of them.
again, one of the actual genuine channel highlights, and is still, would you believe, our highest viewed video on the channel.
This is the code.
It's
Yes,
the,
it
it's
Fuck,
I think I've seen this episode before.
We've seen this part of this episode before.
maybe, I don't know, it just rings a horrible bell.
Well, look at it this way: if you get every single one of them right, then we know you've
Yeah,
seen it.
yeah, that's fair.
That means your answers will be void, and then it will be between me and Boxy.
I was too correct.
And with the spit taste.
Well, thanks Amy for joining us tonight, but unfortunately she's had enough. That's
When you have been doing this work for as long as I have, you learn to contain your emotions when confronted by something momentous. My eyes, this was the prize that had eluded discovery for 2 seconds.
That's the greatest spit take of all time.
And thankfully caught on camera. Let me just see here, right? For that one episode we've done in person, right? That was legit after we had done Shut Your Mouth, fucking Game Gallery.
I was
Two-
fucking smashed.
Did we
I
do 2
was.
movies? I think we did 2 movies on the night. Like, we were there all day.
We
essentially.
did.
No, we did one.
We did.
We did one movie?
We only did
We only
the
did
Boondock
Boondock.
Saints.
You did, yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right.
What a fucking movie! To
Yeah, in
end.
fairness, yeah.
I love
Um,
That was a great movie.
But either way, then, and then we just said, right, we don't have enough time to do a second movie.
But we
Let's
watched
watch.
an episode of That's a Lie.
And it was just our wind down. It was just the fact that, like, we had an hour to kill. Let's do this as our wind down, and we go from there. And legit, like, it was like the birth of a series.
Yeah.
You know, because we thought, like, oh, we have to do this every time we meet up. And again, bear in mind, this was meant to be like a monthly thing, because we were going to do these monthly meetups, and record what we need to do in
Record
person.
everything, Yeah.
And this is our end of the night. And legit, like, fuck it, we'll do it remotely, just keep doing it, because we
Yeah.
have nothing else to do. And here
Which
we
is,
are.
and the reason why we haven't started it yet again is because we wanted to figure out what we wanted to do for the last series, especially kind of turn it into a versus. After
Yes.
we realised there was 2 streaks involved, it made more sense to do it into a Foxy versus Amy kind of thing. Plus, now that Cutter is one of the members.
One of the
like,
boys, yeah.
yeah, it makes sense to kind of make sure that he's included as well, which is
Yes.
why we haven't. So once the 4 of us are on the same schedule and that we are able to do it, we'll be rattling out those episodes of Amy versus Foxy.
Indeed.
Beyond belief, factor fiction, the Fox.
Beyond belief, Foxy or Amy.
Fox versus. Virch. I was like, I can't call myself a whore. Well,
Because that is too correct.
Yeah. A similar event did take place.
Well, I suppose it'd be a nice point for me to say that we will hopefully be having a 5th member on the channel. I don't want to call my shot just yet because it's not signed and sealed, but we are hoping to have Jerry Soul on a semi-regular basis here on the channel. So we've been talking. There's a few blueprints for stuff that we can do with him, like regular brand new shows that we can do. It's stuff that he wants to do himself, and ideally it'll be with ourselves. And we will give you more information when we get it. It'll just drop one day, and you will hopefully all love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that air of mystery around it for the time being.
I
Because
think,
again,
is this not the thing we've already talked about?
one has been discussed already, and there's another one that like we've been talking about as well. So, okay, I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah. I was like, motherfucker, you're gonna tell
But
me whatever the hell it is.
I think we have to get to the main event though, right? In terms of the stuff that we've done, and again, there's a bit of like in the primordial soup of the channel. We would have done.
Future sailors.
That's definitely gonna be a theme song for one of the non-canon.
Sailors.
Well-
Can't, it's copyrighted.
Shit. Yeah, well that hasn't stopped me before. But
The mighty boo.
but
That's who owns the copyright to Future Sailors.
yeah, sounds
One of their songs.
But
Sorry.
so future wrestling, right, was once upon a time an RPG that was done by a friend of the show, Butch.
Yeah.
It was his idea initially, and then we did a couple of sessions. It was good fun. We
Yeah.
had a very diverse cast of people that just kind of like, just jumped in and out and did their characters, and that was it. You know,
we did an episode. This was originally. It wasn't actually a YouTube thing. It was actually done on Twitch.
It was, yeah.
when we started
The
it.
first few were amongst us, and then he once he
you-
started doing his Butchamania.
Do you
he
remember
put
the
out-
first episode that we? Were you on the first episode that we did?
So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's how we met up
And-
initially, sure.
No, but you remember the. This is just like I don't think it was recorded. Well, if it was, actually, you wouldn't have been able to see it because I don't think Butch saved any of
No, he
the
didn't, no.
recordings. But if you didn't get a chance to see it, it was literally everyone being introduced to me because you would only this is only your first proper introduction to me.
Yes.
Foxy maybe Foxy knew
Tangentially
me
would have, yeah.
beforehand, but this would have been the first proper, like, let's say on a personal kind of level of getting to know each other.
Yeah.
Do you remember the spider?
Oh yes. Oh my
So
lord.
I was on my bed. I had the laptop
Yes,
on the bed,
yes.
and then all of a sudden
We were living through this
They-
from both Amy's and the spider's perspective.
No, this I don't know. This isn't the one of when he was on the wall. This was when the spider crawled across the laptop screen.
Oh.
And do you remember
yes.
I started having the whopper of a panic attack
Yes.
because it was
Mid-show.
on the bed. That's what it was. It was mid-show. We were literally in the middle of a match, and then all of a sudden I let out the most unholiest of gasps
Yeah.
because a spider had started to crawl across the screen, the laptop screen in front of me. And to the extent where my body went into flight mode instead
Yeah.
of fight mode, and I scurried back on the bed, and yous were all just pissing yourselves laughing
Yeah.
while I had a panic attack of trying to get rid of the spider. The second one yous are thinking of was when it was on the wall,
Yeah.
and it was
Yes.
before recording of Beyond Belief.
That's
Your
right. You were
Fiction.
there like you're
Yes.
going like, what do I do?
We hadn't started recording yet, and it was
I had
lit-
to coach you how to kill a spider.
Yeah, I've
It's like,
never.
you have
I've
two
never-
choices. You can use a book or a shoe.
I ended up using the shoe, and I was trying to figure out because he kept disappearing on the wall.
Yeah.
That was the worst part about it, and then I realised there was a teeny tiny little crack on like the coving on the ceiling, and that's where he was getting in and out, and then all you hear is whoosh! I did it! He's dead! I killed a spider! Okay, hi, we're
And the
here.
shoe is here tonight.
This is the shoe!
Kill the spider.
This is the spider killing shoe. It's a Vans.
so
Purple high
so
top.
that is some real fucking like
Do you remember
memorabilia.
do you ever have to get my brother up as well?
You did, yeah.
I had to call my brother up one night to be like, Damien, serve and protect, it's your job, there's a spider. There's a spider in my room, I need you to kill it. Yeah, I'll be up now in a minute.
But again, the reason we're bringing this up is that Amy has like a wonderful like record of self-sabotage on the RPG. So again, one of the various stories that's kind of gone in. So we would have had the sessions with Butch, right? And then obviously they kind of went cold because he was doing his own thing, and just we couldn't find the time and the
I
group.
was raging, I was fucking champion of that goddamn
You were,
promotion.
yeah.
I was champion
And
of
then
that
fucking
promotion.
Foxy got champion as well. Literally, like the show like stopped when Foxy got the belt, which is like
So it's Foxy being champion is
my
actually
fault.
what kills the company.
it is, yeah.
Is that why you got the belt off him as quickly as possible?
He got 3 months. That's more than enough.
That's too long.
Too long, too damn long. But the thing is like.
That was when Tony left.
Yeah, that was the catalyst. But either way, like we had the we wanted to do the RPG again anyway. I think it was because and we wanted to obviously have Butch involved. But look, things just he was doing his own thing with Crown the King. We're obviously doing incredibly well at the moment, so it was a fair enough. So I just said, "Here, Jerome, you don't mind if I kind of like do it myself?" I was like, "Yeah, no, fine, whatever." Like he didn't have any like major like gripes about it. So we said, "Okay, let's just keep the same continuity, and we'll found future wrestling." Like, what happens if my character takes a bit of a tumble, as it were, decides to found his own promotion as some form of fucking grief counselling, and yeah, essentially
With
that's where it comes
sexy
from.
results.
With sexy results. But the great thing was we had
female
lawyers.
our latest NPC.
Actually should have been a gimmick.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time. That'll be
Decker's
ideal.
Stuff like
lawyer.
that.
Yeah.
Decker's sexy female.
Oh, believe me,
lawyer.
for next season he will fucking need a legal team. I can assure you. But either way, like. But either way.
I'm okay.
So we have a wonderful cast. I'm not gonna lie. We've really fallen on our feet with the RPG, with the people we have involved. Obviously, yourselves.
I'm far too attached to the characters.
You really are, like. But
You
it's-
didn't see the messages between me and him.
We,
I have
we
their
legit-
entire.
We have a writer's room between us. Like.
Yeah, I have like I've given my okay. So my original character was Selena,
Yes.
right? And after Tony's original character from
From Butchermania's
from
one, yeah.
Butchermania's one was Kratos O'Neill, and as a joke, we threw Kratos in on commentary,
Yeah.
just to have him there. And I was ripping the piss one day, and I decided, I'll do one of the commentator voices for Alan Morph's match, because
Yeah.
the character he was, and I did a Dave Attenborough impression, and then I realised, oh shit, this is meant to be Kratos we're doing. So then I just took over playing as Kratos as
Yeah.
well. And honestly, in my own little mind, I just created an entire backstory for him, for the two of the characters, and I'm like, yeah, this is
This
mine
is fine.
now.
Yeah, this is the character, like, you know.
And I made it even better was I never told anyone what the side story
But
was.
in fairness, though, like, see, the Kratos character was a blank slate anyway. So literally, anyone could take the ball and run with him, you know.
Oh,
and he certainly did.
I took the ball and I gave him a backstory. I gave him a relationship. I
Hang on,
made
you gave
real...
a relationship with your other character. It was like,
For
Freud.
convenience sake.
Yeah, Freud is strong amongst us here.
It legit was just for convenience. Because I was like, I don't want to have to text Kira because she wasn't involved in the storyline.
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone else was a bloke and I hadn't played him as a gay character. So I'm like, I'm just going to roll with this.
Yeah.
And just go with it. And then when it actually happened, because people were generally like, holy shit, I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, Amy, what the fuck are you playing at? Like,
Yeah.
instead it was like, this is brilliant. I
Yeah.
did not see this
It
coming.
was a perfect little foil. It was a foil to it all.
Jesus Christ.
But like cast-wise, like we obviously have yourself with Selena, Kratos, and your new character debuting hopefully this week, depending on when this comes out. Casey
fingers
Holt.
crossed, yeah.
Yeah. A very lovely woman. She's a lovely woman. She's a lovely girl. She's so nice to work with. So professional.
I don't know, 'cause she
She's a
hasn't
bitch.
turned up. I haven't actually met her yet.
Yeah. We'll see how she plays it. Fox obviously gone what he knows, Silver Fox, but also plays the should have taken the money Nathan Youngblood. Then we have all of our other cast. Obviously, you mentioned Alan Morph, played by KC,
Casey,
who does a
he's
remarkable job with it.
The best intern you ever could have asked for.
Honestly,
any
like the
promotion.
definitely the most again talking about organic stuff, like the most organic character, because it wasn't the initial brainstorm. We think like, well, we need a character for Jerry, for KC. What do we go with? And it just was like it just became its own beast.
A group call where we
Yes.
all decided Animorphs was the greatest children's TV show we'd ever came across. It's like, this is what the gimmick is going to be.
Yeah.
And it just grew.
It
to-
works so fucking well. It really does.
Like, I voiced 3 characters
Yeah.
on the show. My favourite one is Alan Moore. It's like, it's amazing. I don't even like my own characters. I'm like, I prefer Alan's.
Yeah, and then we have the likes of obviously Kira playing Violet Storm.
Kira playing Violet Storm.
Kev with Cyrus Gold.
Yeah. Obviously, Dennis is Cutter.
Yeah.
We have Jerry Soule, who's Rob Midas.
Yes.
The-
Late addition to the show.
Yeah, very. But
Aaron as well.
Aaron as Jim Morris.
The bullied one of the group.
The move stealer.
Yes. Perhaps our most prolific actor, Jamie, as James Rage, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
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 Actually, yeah.
Like,
First promo, and everyone's just like,
Everyone was like, I
Right?
don't want everyone. This is the thing that
the
was
stand
annoying.
is immediately jumping up
This
to like
the thing
fucking
is like
2
for-
floors.
I remember joking with the lads, been saying it's like, I'm shit at doing promos and I'm shit at like coming up with ideas like of moves to do in a match and stuff like that. Don't worry, it's just a bit of fun. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. James Rage, fucking Jamie gives this Oscar-worthy performance of a fucking promo.
Calls everyone out.
Called everybody out to the extent where half of us kind of just went,
We can't compete with this.
No.
I actually remember this. I didn't do it physically, but mentally, this is what I did.
I'm gonna head out. Like, alright. Like, no word of a lie. Like with Jamie, Jamie has impressed us so much with the promos
Yeah.
that he even stumped Jerry Soule.
This was brilliant. Like, literally, it was a quip.
Yeah.
And like, again, if
See,
you...
hold on. Before you say this, he has had some stinkers. A la, it's as green as a green as a pumpkin patch. To the extent where it opened the door for all of us me going, honey, if your pubes are as green as a pumpkin patch, you need to get that shit checked out.
Oh, what was the joke, the Smashing Pumpkins joke he just, like, jabbed in?
Yeah,
right at the end?
that took us all up in like, what? Oh my
I don't know,
god.
why does James Rage listen to music?
No, but like it's still like it was because like Jerry's been known to be like a great.
Jerry's
person
the
on mic.
promo man in Irish wrestling.
Yeah, he's the talker.
Yes. And like, legit, okay, by his own volition, he is out of practice, but he's still the gold standard, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, and again, the first time they would have had a promo together, if you know what I mean, first little interaction they would have had, and then literally he's chatting away, Jerry's doing his promo, and then like Jamie just like catches him off guard with a complete quip, like just like completely emasculates him, and you hear Jerry just go,
Yes!
there.
It was a legit cannot compute
Yes.
shutdown.
It just completely derailed him.
Yeah,
and
he's
and
gone.
again, much to Jerry's volition, that has never happened before. He's been able to power through that.
I'd never gotten so many angry texts from Jerry in my entire life than I got that night of him being like, I was speechless, and he was fucking raged. That
Yeah.
he was James Rage.
He was
that
James
he
Rage.
was fucking
Yeah.
left speechless
Which
because he was like, I'm not letting it happen again.
Would not be the first time that Jerry would be
Outshone.
outshone
Oh
on
man.
a promo. Because
The birth of Alan Morph, like.
Jesus.
The dark horse of the entire series.
Yes.
Get the big one by the scuff in the neck, headbutt him, but he doesn't fall. I open my mouth because I've beaten him.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually bitten him, let him fall. I hit Calpe in the head. He goes out the other side. I run a knee to the other one. He goes falls out the other side. I roll out to the outside, grab one, smash him into the steps, turn to the announce table. Mr. O'Neill. Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Dublin, you might want to move. Take the
Okay.
cover off.
Go for it, yeah.
Take the cover off, grab two of them, chuck them over it, and bury them under the announce table. We then reach out under the ring, pick up a solid silver chain, wrap it around my fist, and the big one's left. Hit him 3 times in the skull, into the temple. Like when he's on the deck, I keep hitting him. Then I grab the chain, wrap it around his neck, drag him to the turnbuckle, and kind of almost surfboard stretch him around it. Plop the announcer table, the cover of the announce table up against the ropes. Tap the Future Wrestling logo and look down. I see a mic. I reach down, pick it up.
What a hell of a promo to pull out very late in the game.
And the gas thing is, he did not tell me a single word about that. He literally did that, and I'm thinking like, I'm gonna let this watch. I was thinking like, he's just going through the whole sequence, and he's just keep going. I'm thinking to myself, right, it's like 4, 5, 6, 7 rolls, 8. Fuck, no, just forget about it. This is too good. I'm not interfering. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I learned my
it
lesson.
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, lads, right.
The best foul up.
This is the
Oh,
greatest.
this is the best one.
This is the best mistake anyone has ever made. Sorry, this is the best fuck up that Jonathan ever had on the RPG, right?
Brilliant.
So, at one of these remote sessions, or at one of these kind of like in-person sessions, we had agreed, because Selena was being she was going to be retiring anyway as a character because I'd reached the top of my peak sort of thing. So we were like, okay, well, I can't progress any further on this, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll just do the heel turn.
Yes.
And we'd gone through everything that I was going to do. I'm just going to turn on the character in the middle of the match and then walk out, and that's it.
Yeah.
Perfect, sorted. That's grand. So then when it came to doing the RPG, obviously we hadn't told Kira
Yes.
that this is what
It was
I
gonna be
was
a
planning
genuine
on doing.
surprise,
This was like a genuine heel turn, like we wanted to surprise them with it. and I went and I did it. As we discussed,
Ad
and
nauseum, we had
like,
talked about the
honest to
story
God,
we were going to tell.
this was
teach.
literally like 2 days before.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we had a phone call in between. We had a Zoom call in between where we talked about it more in great detail. This is exactly what's going to happen. So the day it happens, so what I want Selena to do, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the ropes. I'm going to fucking get Kira or Violet Storm, rip her neck down, hang her up on the ropes, turn heel, and I'm walking off.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan went, "Oh, nice, roll the dice."
I just legit
And
just
I
defaulted.
was like, and what made it even worse is at that point then, Foxy just kind of went, "Huh?" And I went, "Huh?" And everyone else was like, oh my god, is it going to pay off? And I was like, I'm rolling the dice here, and now I have to get a high roll for this to pay off. And there I was, being like, oh, my internet's gone down, because I had to keep rolling the dice until I got his fucking 12.
I saved the blushes in the edit, but fuck the. It was
And then eventually I was like, oh shit, it's not working. It's not working. Just use my heat. And then again I was like, oh, I still need a fucking heel I still need a roll dice for that. And then eventually Jonathan's like, he realizes very quickly, oh shit, we talked about this. Do you know what, I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm just gonna let it happen. That's grand. I'm just gonna let that happen. I was like, you fucking prick.
Idiot.
After the call had finished, or after the recording had finished, sorry, and it was just a few of us chatting on the call. What the fuck is wrong with you, Jonathan? Oh, roll the dice. What do you mean roll the dice? We discussed this 4 times that this was gonna happen.
We wrote scenes where this has already happened.
Exactly, like we had literally done our promos beforehand. We had like the backstage segments written in tune for this.
Yeah.
The end of scene credits were done in the tune of this is what my character does. Roll the dice there.
Oh.
Idiot!
Stampy, you idiot.
I deserve that. I totally deserve that.
I actually forgot
Yeah.
how many times do you think you can lie? No, the dice isn't rolling. Why haven't I
It's a
getting
10,
12?
trust me.
Why haven't I getting a 12? No, because the 10 wouldn't have made a difference. It had to be critical.
It didn't have to be critical. Though.
It did have to be a critical.
For that to work.
For that to work, it had to be a critical. So I
nice,
I was there constantly trying to roll
Fuck,
a fucking 12.
You're right. Yeah.
Only for you to be like, do you know what? I'm actually just gonna let it happen. Yeah, just gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. And then
bear in mind-
afterwards, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. What do you mean you fucking forgot?
No, the best part about it was that literally like not a month beforehand, I literally screwed you out of the title match.
Doing the exact same fucking thing.
Yes,
Because I had said it to him. I was like, sorry, do I not have to? Do I not get to roll the dice on this? And he goes, well, actually, we had it planned to do it this way. So when it's planned like this, we won't roll the dice.
Yes.
All right, grand, happy days. Now I know what's going on. And then when I went to do the exact same fucking thing, roll the dice.
Yeah. This is so fucking terrible. That is like force of habit for saying that after like 2.5 hours. Which is one of the reasons why we're not doing 2.5 hour sessions.
I was fucking livid. I was, you prick.
So funny though.
It was funny.
It was funny.
It was.
We've had a lot of those great moments on the RPG. One
the run-in.
The run-in. Oh.
The best moment
The
of
run-in.
the RPG.
Yeah. Right?
Okay, yeah.
A few asylum people start walking in. People you know, they're all checking on you. They're all talking to you. Fox is about to walk out of the ring. What do you want to do?
So they wake me up. I come to my senses. I kind of roll away, ready to fucking fight any of them too. So
Right.
they're all kind of like, "Whoa, hey, calm down. It's all okay."
It's okay.
Stop
Safe
that now.
space. Safe space.
Yeah, basically. But I'm there. I'm kind of still rocked, getting to my feet.
Mm-hmm.
I walk over,
And one of them takes his hood off.
Oh!
You off with a double middle finger.
Fuck you! I was going to shake his hand.
Straight into the yam bag. And as you buckle from that, I spin you, hook into the full Nelson, straight up, gold plate, spit on your body as you're down, and say it's not over between us.
The commentators go, my God, that was Cyrus Gold. He was the man in the hood. He was there in the background. He's been here all this time. I didn't recognize him. Kratos O'Neill. My God, he's
Why
back.
is he dressed like an elf? I don't understand what's going on.
I can't believe we had a run-in on a fucking Zoom call.
Imagine doing a run-in by Zoom call.
The best thing about it was that, right?
We all believe the bullshit.
You
'cause we're
believe the
too
bullshit.
Tired to question it.
It wasn't that. It was okay. This is a pay-per-view, right? So again, Kev was off for a couple of weeks, doing other things, and we said, look, listen, we're gonna have to have you back on. We're doing a match here, blah blah blah, all this sort of shit. And literally, as everyone kind of logs on, they see there's 2 screens of me. I was like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. I'm going to have to set them my laptop on a different Wi-Fi. So in case my one goes down, the second one will kick in for the recording. So I'm recording on both sides. Oh yeah, no, that's smart, fair enough.
I will point out, this is not like 10 o'clock at night we're starting to record this.
That's true, yeah. So no
like,
one was questioning.
No one bothered to question it because it was like, do you know what, it's already fucking late enough as it is, whatever, that's good, let's just get do it so we can do it. Because this was going to be like nearly 3 hours long.
Oh, it was. It ended up being 3 hours long, yeah.
Yeah.
And then legit, like, we get to the main event, which is yourself and Jamie, and you have a great match, all the shenanigans, we have a title defense, all this sort of stuff. We're going for the afters, and they're just like, so yeah, Foxy, talk us through. Kev, are you ready? Right? And it's like, when Jamie gets into the afters, you interfere. And just like, and genuinely, when he like appears, because again it looks better in the edit, but like when he like takes his the screen off, yeah, because I think I gave him the Madness logo or something like that to make it really work, like, or no, I gave him the Nerds of Rust logo. That's what it was. And once he appeared, then and he just said, and I took the hood off, and everyone was like, and you could hear, like, you see Jamie and Cutter, they were talking before he had his going, like, is Kevin this call?
Yeah.
and apparently, like, one of them had like dropped a line to Kev asking, "Are you around for the RPG?" Nah, man, I'm watching something. I'm watching Game of Thrones.
He had said that he was working.
He was working, yeah, something like that. It's like, yeah, no, have fun though. And then like legit, like you can see the look of disgust on their face, and then everyone's shock and like hilarity.
Dennis was so annoyed because he was like, that fucker told me he wasn't in the call.
Yeah,
he worked him.
That's
what hurt more. Is that Dennis got worked.
And Dennis got worked. I think though my favourite moment of the RPG, which was left in, or at least you fucking released it anyway, you did, was when because I obviously, since we're working from home,
yeah,
and I ended up
you were buried in work at the time.
I was working from like 8 o'clock in the morning, and like we'd be doing some of the RPG and I'd still be working. This is like 9 o'clock at night, so I'd still be kind of up to me eyes and legit actual like grown up work, my real job. And we were doing the RPGs one of the days, and someone had like made a decision. Kira had made a decision which I was like, this is the worst decision you could make because it never pays off to get like. She was joking saying like, I want to get my own show off of it, and I was like, ask fucking James Rage if that pays off.
Never does.
Because it doesn't pay off. And I wasn't really paying attention, and I had 2 screens open on my laptop, and I hit an X, and I X'd out of my work, and I hadn't saved my work, and it was on a system where it doesn't restore automatically, there's no autosave, and it was literally just a and my computer had frozen slightly. Yeah. And yous were all like, oh, did you drop your laptop? And I was like, no, it's much worse. I'm after closing it, and I haven't saved anything.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to play the clip here. Watch it a couple of times and
watch
just
the
check
Brady
it square.
Bunch boxes and just see everyone's reaction.
Very different reactions.
Everyone has so many different reactions.
I'd like to point out that that's not worked for anyone yet in this company. It's led to more injuries.
Going a different way.
It's led to more injuries than anything else that has. It's not worked out for any of us. James Rage lost a TV show because of this.
You didn't just drop your laptop, did you?
It's saving it. It's saving it.
Devastated. I'm about to cry. Jonathan's like, should I just let her go?
I literally start humming that.
You're like, yeah, but like I think Jerry, the 2 Jerrys,
genuinely upset for you.
They were both really. Yeah. KC was really fucking upset for me because he was like, she's been working all fucking
I know,
day.
yeah.
And she was like, I had to mute myself a few times and take the headset
take calls,
off
just
because I was still taking calls, like dealing with this like and stuff. And I wanted to cry. Like after we finished that RPG, I had to stay on working.
Yeah.
I think I finished up around 11:30.
You said that, but I think you said it was like you're finished at 1 that
Yeah,
night.
I ended up so I actually, all the work that I'd lost, I managed to get it back by 1 o'clock, and then I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep now, and then my alarm went, I was like a blink, and my alarm had gone off then to wake up again, I was like, oh shit.
Fucking, yeah.
That
And no whatever, like, every episode kind of has a moment like that. There's very rarely we have an episode that isn't a laughing. I know, yeah.
I had to work so much during the RPGs.
Oh yeah, come
You
here.
provide great drama.
Yes. Speaking of, my personal...
None of my phone calls. The phone calls, they're not recorded though.
With no.
My reaction to my phone calls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, another personal highlight from the RPG. I think it was, I want to say it's our second or third episodes. And somebody decided to sleep through the entire thing.
I wasn't well.
You weren't well, no.
I wasn't well at all. Like, realistically, I didn't want to do the RPG at all because I wasn't well at all. We logged in and, like, I was in bed. I was in bed for the phone call anyway.
I was literally asleep for the entire time.
I was lying on my bed. I had the headset on. Everyone was like, oh, poor Amy. I was like, do you know what? I'm here. We're fine. This is fine. This is... Gone.
And literally, like, you woke up when you heard your music.
I heard my music.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I woke up because I heard the dog barking.
It was Cutter's dog barking, yeah.
Cutter's dog started barking, and I woke up because I still had the headset on, and then I screamed.
Whose fucking dog is that?
Whose fucking dog is barking? Shut the dog up! And then I ripped the headset off and threw it down.
I did a superb edit on it because I literally had put up a greyed out screen saying do not disturb, and whenever you moved, the screen would go off to see what you were doing.
Yeah.
And it was like, back to do not disturb.
I fell asleep again in another one.
Yes.
And that was because I'd been prescribed new medication. And it was painkillers I'd been prescribed had made me really, really sleepy. And I was like, shit, I shouldn't have taken it during the RPG. But I thought we would have been finished by then because it normally takes an hour for them to kick in. It did. And I'd started to fall asleep. And then what had woke me up this time was my music played.
Yeah.
Selena's music played. And then I heard someone go, if she's asleep, can I not just be a forfeit and I win? And as soon as I heard that, I just went, I'm awake. No, I'm up. And we went. It was a Jim Morris match.
Yes.
We went through the match then with him, and then as soon as that was finished, they were like, "We still have to do the main event because this was when we had to chip and shop for the editing and stuff." And it's like we still have to do the main event. And at that point, I was like, "I'm actually too comfortable to be able to move."
Yeah.
The painkillers have finally kicked in, and if I move, it's going to be sore again. I'm just going to fall asleep here.
Yeah.
And that was it. I just fell back asleep then.
Because you're on like a chair or something. I think.
Yeah. I was sitting in the chair. I had the blanket.
But I think my personal highlight of the RPG, ironically enough, is not even one that actually happened. My personal favourite is Kratos' Last Stand. Because, like, it is, like, no word of a lie. I said this to the time to you and to everyone, a lot of people in the Madness crew. It is the weirdest edit I've ever had to do. Because I'm combining, like, the RPG, right? So a wrestling RPG, right? And as the B-roll, Gran Turismo 5. Where literally, we were talking about, like, oh yeah, what happens if, like, you know, if Kratos... Because we made it as a joke that, like, Kratos is the fantasy books on the way home.
Fantasy book and
the gigs.
Yeah, so it was like, this is set directly after the pay-per-view where Selena loses.
Well, Selena got screwed out of the title.
Yeah, she loses. No. Did I get screwed?
Oh, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's when you were meant to... You thought you were going to win.
It was the
Fox.
Rob Midas, yeah. It was against... it was Rob Midas was there, the Foxy heel turn, and I was under the impression I was going to win the match.
You got ticked because you thought, like, you were meant to win the match, and then, like...
And then, yeah, I got really annoyed... Yeah, no, because at the end of credits on that one, I find out that Decker was still in charge of the booking.
Yes, you thought it was Fred Rose screwing over.
I thought it was getting screwed over again. Then I found out that Decker was still
actually in charge.
Doing the booking, but he decided to still have her lose after he'd promised her she was going to win this time because she got screwed over the last time.
Yeah.
So she gets thick, and she storms off, and then her and Kratos are in the Volvo.
Again, the best thing about this is, right, I obviously have Gran Turismo 5 and I have an old save file, right, from when I played it back like 10 years ago, whatever it was. Just literally dusted it off to see if it was still there. And, like, legit, like, I had a certain amount of cars in the game, but there's like a used car dealership you can go into, and they have all the random cars in there.
He sent me a picture.
I sent you a choice of 3 cars.
He sent me a choice of 3 cars, and I was like, this is the car I want for Kratos to drive and stuff like that. And the way it was like the way the episode was done was brilliant because it starts off with just Kratos and Selena, which is basically me for like 15 minutes talking to myself as 2 different carriages, and I was like, I did not think this through. And then we do the episode, and then as as each match. So then it starts off. This is how he would have booked the start of the show, the intro to the show, and then obviously it's introducing a new character. Each person is sitting obviously in the
when
car.
they're matching, when it's time for their match, they just appear in the car.
They just appear in the car, and it actually. Do you know what? That is actually probably one of my favorite episodes.
It's it's a personal one for me because like
I had to voice 3 people in that episode, right?
You did.
And this is the annoying thing about it was I never thought this through on this one. The whole point with Dahlia Rose,
yes,
right, is because we needed someone to voice her as a character, but no one stepped up to voice her, so I started voicing her just for shits and giggles because I thought this will be a once-off thing. She's not going to be around for long. Yeah. And then she was kept around. I was like, shit, I really did not think this through. So during it wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't during Last Stand. It was actually a different one. It wasn't Last Stand I'm thinking of. It was the Christmas episode.
Yeah, the Christmas episode.
The Christmas episode, I was voicing Selena, I was voicing Kratos.
Yeah.
I was voicing Dahlia.
Yes.
And at one point, Dahlia and Selena are in a scene together, and I literally had to have an argument with myself.
Yeah.
And I was switching between the two voices. So
completely improvised, by the way. This is the thing. The Christmas episode was improvised.
Yeah, this is all a completely improvised episode. So I'm like trying to think of like just been like, I don't care what you want, like, and just going back and forth between that. It's like
the train tracks grommet.
Yeah, like trying to be really angry and then trying to do like an absolute cunty accent, like sort of thing, like to kind of like just a stuck up person that she was. Doing it this way the whole way through, and then just like, okay, that's fine. I never have to do this again. That's fine. And then the Kratos Last Stand episode. Yeah, Amy. So for the first like 15 minutes, it's actually just you talking to yourself because you're doing Kratos and you're doing Selena. Yeah. And I was like, oh crap. And then I wouldn't mind. Normally I wouldn't mind doing that if it was just us doing one of the recordings for because like when it's the end credit ones, I don't mind it. But then I realized there's 9 other people in this call. They're all just literally sitting there on
actual
mute.
Actors and screenwriters.
Screenwriters, people that are into this as like their profession and their side jobs, all on mute like this. While I'm
solid 5 out of 10.
Oh my god, it's horrific. That's that's generous.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's generous. Grand. It's grand. But like again, it's a personal accomplishment for me because like that was like me actively writing it, because again a lot of the RPG is the only things that I actually write are the after credits scene. I put like a bit of the story to some other stuff that's happening and like put a bit of context to things, but Kratos' Last Stand was me actually writing it from start to finish with script and everyone writing off it that way, and obviously like changing their lines to whatever suits them best. But genuinely some of the exchanges were absolutely brilliant. Like my personal favourite on my play here is when, again, I'm using the exact same clip of the Volvo driving on the same fucking highway over and over again. And I did that deliberately, by the way. Wait, I say deliberately, because 1, I didn't record enough B-roll that I thought. And 2, like, it becomes very, very obvious that it's not real.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And you were like, I had to put that in because on the actual...
I pre-recorded... because I was driving it manually, right? So I deliberately, like, fucked up the gears so that the car would go... I was like... And then I just ask you, oh yeah, can you just go, oh shit, clutch.
Coffee, get some Foreigner on vinyl, and then you'll feel a lot better in the morning. Just drive the fucking car, Keith. I'm actually not in the mood for this right now, so you won't be saying that when I had the white chocolate sprinkles. Creamy froth, just the way you like it. Oh, crap, clutch.
Which is actually brilliant, because at one point in the RPG, you actually hear me go, like, what's my Kratos voice?
It's like the Dean Winchester kind of...
That's not Dean Winchester. No, that's it's not deep enough to be... Oh shit! Oh, the clutch.
That's the one, yeah.
Oh,
shit,
clutch.
Yeah.
Clutch.
And it's again, sorry.
All I'm gonna say is, I just think a taco truck idea would be the best idea ever.
I need to leave.
Yeah, no, I'm totally full of stuff.
I need to go now.
Yeah, but like,
that's your dad.
But it legit my favorite joke the favorite joke I wrote though, and it was played to absolute perfection. Again,
it's the one where none of us laughed.
No, it's the one I love. It wasn't a laugh. It wasn't meant to be a laugh. It was delivered so deadpan, right? It's Jamie and Alan in the car, and again when I wrote it, I write this in a script.
Lord, people are a bunch of mouths.
Ah, come on, Jimbo. We're only having a bit of fun here.
And to be fair, it's mostly at Cutter's expense.
I've had to sit here in the back of this junk pile, squashed between 2 people I despise, and all this time I've had to listen to this mug book the worst card this side of Legends of Wrestling.
Well, aren't you a bundle of joy?
Lisa, can we change seats?
And can you drive any slower? There's no one else on the road. Just get a fucking move on.
I'll have you know I'm a very careful driver. That and Shelby can't go into fifth gear. There's a weird smell of burning in the car when that happens.
Yeah, dude, it's not our fault that your wheels broke down. I wonder why that was.
Look, so seeing as that you are here anyway, Keith, have you got anything for little Jimbo on this card?
No, he fucking doesn't. He's going to skip me, and I'm going to get to leave here with my sanity intact.
Yeah, I see Jimbo's point. He had his heart set for the rom-com spot, in fairness.
We could always do a musical.
James Rage and his technical fit.
It appropriate, Violet? Because I'm feeling fairly Les Miserables right now.
Ooh, man's got jokes.
Oh yeah, I've got more of them. Here's one. Who's 6'10" and has a good jaw made of fucking glass?
Braun Strowman.
I fucking hate everybody.
Fucking jaw glass. And
Braun Strowman!
Braun Strowman! I fucking hate everyone in It's just so well done. And like on the Zoom call, you don't see it, but you see me just going, yes!
The thing is,
perfect delivery.
That's actually, yeah, because this was one of the ones where you don't actually see us.
Yes,
at all.
exactly, yeah.
All you see is kind of like is the B-roll until we're doing the matches and stuff
Exactly,
like that.
yeah. Because
like,
it cuts to them. Kratos is introducing the matches.
Yeah.
And again, my favourite thing about, like, you don't quite see it in the background, because I made a really shitty background because it was Kratos. Like, it's like he won, like he made himself, and it was just like, it's a black background with, like, spray paint from the paint tool in, like, different colours. Like, different colours he thinks is future wrestling, so it's like pink and blues and shit like that. And, like, written down the bottom, Kratos was here. But no word of a lie, pure coincidence, right? I wrote like a love heart with like Selena's name on it, and genuinely it matched up to your window on the Zoom
I saw,
call.
yeah.
No, total coincidence. Total coincidence.
That,
it just lined up perfectly.
Yeah, it's like, I only noticed it afterwards. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, it was brilliant. And again, I love the stories that everyone kind of has, and season 2 will be more of the same. It won't just be like the bullshit that's happened to my character in a sense. There's gonna be a lot of other like stories kind of colliding, because I love doing stuff like that. You know, it's my little kind of input. Because again, as part of the RPG, I kind of let the dice decide how the story goes, and then I put the context to it afterwards.
Yeah. Unless it's a run-in heel turn that we've decided 4 months in advance.
Then I will get you to roll 5 dices.
Then he'll still get us a roll, and then when he realizes
one has to be odds.
Then when he realizes
next 3 even.
then when he realizes his error, then he'll just
The difference is though, like with some of the storyline ideas now, yes, some of them are left up to the dice, but others are talked about in advance because some of them do actually benefit the story overall.
Absolutely.
Rather than
like there were certain ones
dice.
that like it was, especially towards the end, where we knew where certain things were going. So in certain aspects, it made sense to go in this particular route.
Yeah,
and it worked so much better.
Because the storyline, like the brainchild for me was like the storyline with Moore.
Yes,
and it wasn't if and or but. It was like this is what my plan for it. Now, there is room for other things, but this has to happen.
Yes,
and this is the more compelling way to build up a character in the process.
Because the card kind of fell into place in a sense, because we already had me and Rage kind of like paired up. That was going to be a match in itself. And then Cyrus and Jim paired up because of the move stealing stuff. Completely accidental. It was just Aaron didn't realise that Kev had that as a finisher. And genuine heat in the room, lads. Genuine heat in the room.
This is real.
Genuine heat.
The group chat, like the nerds are us creative team. When we were getting these messages, we're like, I don't understand what the issue is here. It's an RPG. If this was a real locker room, fine, okay, I'll accept it. It's a fantasy wrestling league.
So, and then like again, so we have that then. That was great crack, and
Lovely,
Aaron's been bullied about that ever since. And apparently he's got something for that in season 2. I can't wait what it is. I don't know what he has in mind, but he hasn't told me.
He's literally just going to be wearing one of our old gear.
Fucking probably, yeah.
It's Selena's old gear.
Let's not. He's a 40-year-old man.
Selena wore Silver Fox's merch as ring gear. Don't forget.
That's
at one
true.
Point.
But it was mind games. And so obviously Selena would have had the Violet Storm match. The backyard match was a great highlight too. And lads, the film noir match.
The film noir match is my favourite drunken creation ever had.
But what's also brilliant, the reason why that is also brilliant is because of James's delivery.
Yeah.
We came up with that idea though. Jonathan had sent me a message being like, what do you want to do for your non-canon episode? I don't know how the end up I took over the reins as like the non-canons.
Because the Christmas episode was so fucking good.
But like, I'd written, so the night before Christmas, that was my starting point, and I decided to change it slightly, so when like he was narrating it.
I remember now, because I asked you, like, I wanted you to kind of like, you put yourself in Kratos' shoes here, you know, and say, what is his 5 favourite movies? Because the way we did the Christmas special was, and I'm sure it's fairly fucking obvious, like, literally it was everything based off of Christmas movies. So Foxy had, like, Die Hard, Animorphous, and Muppets Carol, and so forth.
That's not where the film noir match was from.
No, but what we got from that was the, I know we had an idea of a film noir match anyway, but what kind of fell into place was asking you what his 5 favourite movies were, and you listed them out, and we paired them up with the matches we were going to have.
Okay. The 5 movies that we had picked that went for the matches. So for the film noir match, it was actually Darkman.
Darkman, yes.
For the death match between Selena and Decker was Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yeah.
Because
that was very evident, yeah.
Yeah. What were the other matches?
You had Batman Begins.
No, it wasn't Batman. Battle Royale.
Battle Royale was the tag team match, yes.
Tag team match. The Notebook.
For Cutter and Garrick, yeah.
And there was one other one. What was it?
No, actually.
No, it was Batman Forever for Midas. Cyrus and Fox.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, it was Batman in general. I think was.
I think it was either Batman Begins. It was the really awful Batman movie, Batman Forever.
Batman and Robin.
There we go.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was Batman and Robin.
Because Fox and Cyrus were playing the dot role, and then like literally we just said, Jerry Soule, do you want to be the Penguin? Yep, that's a yes.
Yeah, that was.
And it was fucking brilliant. Like he literally just like a stream of consciousness for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, him like just playing drunk.
Yes.
Commentary.
Oh, it was
amazing.
Great. Fucking great. And again, that's the great thing about it is like.
I think the non-canon episodes actually are my favourite episodes.
They are fun. They are a lot of fun because they're so completely. Because we just done one last week, and that'll be out by this time this comes out. And
I didn't get to be a part of that one, but I am glad that I kind of came up with the idea.
Oh,
for
absolutely!
It.
So, fucking brilliant idea.
That's the thing I enjoy about it is like I'll get a text from Jonathan. So what do you think the next non-canon should be? And it's just me being like, what movies have I watched? I've been watching an awful lot of Supernatural again. I have an idea for a non-canon episode.
We will talk about that.
Yes, we will.
We will.
Yes.
But that's been like I think that's been our kind of a crown jewel of the channel personally, the Future Wrestling RPG, and obviously we're doing season 2 again. We're hoping to commit it to a weekly basis as best we can, but forgive us if we miss a week or whatever. But that's kind of where we're going with it. That's kind of our channel wrap up, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a year.
It has.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still
And I hope all of you that's tuned in have enjoyed this hot mess of a channel.
Yeah.
Because we are enjoying it.
Yes.
We made friends.
We hope that actually comes across.
I made friends.
Did you? Yeah. You made acquaintances.
No,
I paid for that one. For once, I actually bought it.
Fuck you, I'm keeping the Cosmo then.
That's fine. We already opened it and we both had it on our lips. So.
I'm fully vaccinated, so fuck you.
Sorry, just because you're fully vaccinated doesn't mean you still can't catch COVID. Okay, I can be on birth control. I can still catch pregnant. Boom.
You can catch pregnancies? I didn't realize there was raining fetuses out there.
Anyway,
I caught the pregnant.
Oh crap! God, it's too hot out here.
Oh crap! I really shouldn't have said it was illegal.
We do hope that
you did an outro.
He's trying.
I'm trying to.
Dennis.
I keep getting caught.
Dennis, give us an outro.
Fuck
God damn it, Dennis!
Sorry, talked fuck all like in this one. So.
It's not my fault that me and Jonathan are the more booming sounding voices.
And then Foxy has the dream.
Oh yes, for the devil voice.
7-minute intros according to
Ladies
Tony.
and gentlemen, the store is now closing. That's right. Go on there.
Sorry, gentlemen, please.
Off you pop, dear.
So, Foxy, please do the outro.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope that you've been enjoying the videos as much as we have watching it. Fuck off! Right, go on.
He didn't even say like, share, and subscribe.
I know.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
On your fucking mic.
Like, honestly, Like, honestly, who fucking trolls a shoe?
Guys,
Like,
thank you so much for sticking by us
No,
all
she's not
these
thanking
years.
you very much. She's actually lying. She's actually hates you very fucking much.
In fact, this whole thing has been a lie. This channel never happened.
Someone saw that Amy's gonna walk off now.
No, I'm not. I do need to pee though, so I ran away. But thank you for sticking by us. Thank you, Foxy, for finally telling us how you really feel about the whole.
He's bottled it up all year.
If you just did the Coke spit first episode in, you would have been happier.
No.
That was
That was a lie.
That's still the best Coke spit I've ever had and probably ever will.
And we will end it on that.
But like, subscribe, follow us. We're on Twitter. We're not on Instagram. We never will be on Instagram because that's too much effort. I tried doing that for the podcast last time.
Pity.
It's effort, not worth it. But we will see you on the next video, which
Yes.
will be out
Anywhere. It depends on when this edit is done. Yeah.
Wow, so much for
It-
getting
it
on
would-
top
this-
of one video a week. Am I hogging there?
Well, like I said, like by the time if I'm right in my maths, it'll be whatever the.
Jonathan's a scientist, so he's never wrong.
That is true. I
So,
am a genuine
We will
scientist.
see. You know what? I don't really care about the dates. No, they're them. They have us on the notification.
They will. They
when
if
I
they
know-
ring the
when-
bell, they ring the bell.
You
Yeah.
hit that bell. You hit the ding dong, and we will see you on the
Yes.
next one. Salut. Adios. Stop it.
I
need
checked.
to pee.
I checked. It's gonna be a Thursday.
Grant. Thirsty Thursdays.
Fucking hate Pete Thursday. Oh shit, lads! I knew I forgot something. The cup, game gallery.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So, I knew there was something that we were meant to do, and then we started talking about the RPG for like an hour and a half. So oh well.
I just want to know what our favourite thing is.
Actually, we don't pick favorites here. But as promised, in shop. So, yeah, while we're waiting to finish Omicron, let's see what we're going to be playing next. Just as a little treat for you for getting to the end of the video.
Come on, Tim Curry.
All right. So you know the drill. I updated this. This has been updated since.
Come on, short games.
Since Hopkins FBI.
Oh,
so
that
there
actually,
is some.
yeah. Come on, hour and a half max game.
Right. Let's see. Right. Who wants to go first?
Amy can go first.
Okay. Get right in there.
She's closer to you.
Careful.
Don't fall.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh.
Okay, keep it folded now. Keep it folded. Foxy.
Caramel Choo Choo is fucking delicious.
We're not sponsored, but get in touch.
I choose you.
I'm not ready to say that yet because I might be on my own pick again.
So again, we do have a veto with these, bear in mind, but let's see.
I don't think there hasn't been a time where I've not used my veto.
Okay, Amy, you're first up.
Dun, dun, dun. What the fuck?
Show us.
Upright at night? Oh,
Gabriel Knight!
Sins
She
of the
got
Father.
it! She fucking got it first time! We have not gimmicked that at all. Show the camera. She got the Tim Curry game.
It's like the first time I don't use my veto.
Look at that. Got that first time. Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers.
I was literally in silence. I've been like, that can't be right.
So, the game that Amy has been actually looking forward to, Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers.
Oh, please don't let me down.
Oh, it won't. This game is absolutely fucking brilliant. It's a brilliant game. It's a brilliant story. Well written by a woman called Jane Jensen. It's published by Sierra, who have a wonderful back catalogue of shit and sometimes good games. Like, sometimes it's actually like unusual for them to have a good game. And Gabriel Knight is by far the best series they've ever done. There's no doubt about that.
Cool.
And it has an all-star cast. Like, I'm not even joking when I say this. I'll actually get the IMDb page up when I'm talking about it. Because legit, like, it's one of the best casts a video game has ever had. Obviously, you know because I said that Tim Curry's in it. He plays the titular character Gabriel Knight, who's this... Essentially, he's a bookstore owner, but also a colossal fuckboy at the same time. Like, the guy shags around to beat the band.
Wow.
It's set in...
Smashing.
It's very Dr. Franklin Plata.
It's set in... It's all set in New Orleans. And it's a voodoo type themed adventure.
Orleans.
So it's got the perfect setting for that.
Can't you hear me, Stella?
So is he playing the same character from Scary Movie 2?
Yes, actually, yeah, that would be. He was a very sex fiend in that.
Yeah. So it's a perfect person to play that because he has this perfect New Orleans accent. Like it's real sultry and.
All right, don't do the impression.
Exactly, but I can't do it justice. But it's got a great cast. His best friend is a detective, and it's voiced by Mark Hamill.
Fuck off, Gibbs from NCIS.
Mm-hmm. Mark Hamill. Skywalker.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of the other one.
Yeah. So Mark Hamill, right?
I'm thinking of Mark Hamill.
We have other characters in there, such as Leah Remini,
Okay.
former Scientologist. There is more about her, obviously. Virginia Capers, who was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We also have, Foxy, you'll enjoy this, Michael Dorn. Yes, Worf is in this game.
I like the way, literally, if he was wearing a hat, it would have went and hit the ceiling.
Yeah. We have other people as well. Do you know someone called Jim Cummings?
Sounds familiar. He really does.
I do know Jim Cummings. I'm nearly sure he does an awful lot of animated voice.
He
where
certainly does.
He's like, he's not Bugs Bunny.
He's Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
He's Winnie the Pooh. He's Mickey Mouse. He's a lot of people.
Yeah.
He's a lot of people. Also in this game is Mary Jo Bergman, who was previously Kyle's mom before she died.
Oh.
So a lot of people. Yeah, and we also have Susan Silo. She used to be in. She was in the original Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
So she was also there as well. There are tons of people in this game, honestly. Like a variable who's who of like actual genuine actors. It's a fantastic cast and a fantastic game. All themed about voodoo. All like done in about a week, about 10 days worth in the game time. Again, I played it myself already. I have a general idea of the runtime, so it's a steady enough game to play, but you'll genuinely love the story. It's very engrossing. It's a very slow burn. It starts off nice and steady, nice and quiet, and then just slowly ramps up to the crescendo.
To be fair, actually, now that I look back, and the fact that I actually did maybe enjoy Ripper more than I realised.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the other shit ones. This seems like a winner.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think it is. It's a strong start.
Okay.
And now to find out, to go through the formality of seeing what we got. At least it might be a clue for other entries later on, because I feel like we have a winner already.
So, I got Urban Runner.
Oh my, Urban Runner. Right. Again.
Let's see.
So look at the man in double denim. He's wearing a denim jacket.
Is that Owen Wilson?
No.
It's not Owen Wilson.
Not Owen
no.
Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
There's,
Luke Wilson.
There's no one famous in Urban Runner. Again, it's also in
It looks like Luke Wilson.
Yeah, it does.
It does look like him,
Looks
but he's
an
not.
awful lot like Luke.
There's no.
Oh.
So this game is an odd one as well. This is an FMV game, as you can see.
Mm-hmm. So
So it's fully acted out, and it's in those kind of like awful window screens that like where all the rage back then. So
Oh,
you can-
what a fucking winner.
Yeah. So it's set in Paris. It's set in France, right?
You
And
might have
it's-
screwed us over with Hopkins one.
Yeah,
So-
but that wasn't FMV. It'll be done like how Ripper was. But anyway, it's another game published by Sierra. So we're on 2 for 2 for Sierra here. So I'm slowly worried about what I have here. And it's essentially a game that is like you're playing this investigative journalist called Max. He gets thrown into like a plot halfway through, and he has to work it out that way. Like honestly, the story is so convoluted. It's not worth explaining. But the best thing about it is how horrendous the acting is.
Oh, that has been a winner in the past.
Like there are some hilariously bad cutscenes and bad
cigar smoking.
No, like it's not even that.
Is that a Christopher Walken only trait?
I think the best thing is like the death scenes, right? Because like Sierra are well known for their death scenes, right? They're famous for it, and they just lump them all into this game. So like, to give you an example, there's one where like someone has to act like they've been electrocuted, and then the actual like the sparks and the lightning is added post production, but the guy has to pretend to be like and shit like that.
So it's WCW.
Oh yeah, like there's one where like your main character gets caught by a thug, and like he gets punched, but like the fist is nowhere near his face.
Like a WCW match.
Like a WCW match. It's brilliant. Like the dress sense, everything about it is so fucking funny, and it's
like
so French.
Like
WCW.
like Vince Russo.
Yeah.
Vince Russo really wrote this, didn't he?
Yeah, I maybe to be fair, it sounds like something he'd do.
Maybe his wet dream.
The plot only gets explained when the game is over.
Like WCW.
Like WCW.
Oh my god, guys! This actually might be a winner.
This is a very strong round, I'm not gonna lie. Like Urban Runner is one of those really like out of context. It's a very giftable game.
You have
if
me
know what I mean.
sold on the shitness.
Oh, that's a shit game.
Okay.
But it's funny though. It's
What's
a funny
your,
shit.
Okay, what is yours?
Can we go 3 for 3 for Sierra, I wonder?
No.
It's not too bad, though. Shadow of the Comet. This is a Call of Cthulhu game. Inspired by the short story Shadow over Innsmouth from H.P. Lovecraft. So this was a game made by Infogrames, who did a lot of these games. They did Alone in the Dark a year or two after this game. And it's a curious one. Again, another game we played. I've played already, and it's you're playing a character called John T. Parker, and you're going to Innsmouth, because similar but legally distinct, back in the 1910s, 20s, that sort of area, because you've heard about these weird like star constellations appearing over Innsmouth. And he's just there to go like as a photographer and investigate and see and get the picture. Because again, 1910s, he wants to get a beautiful photograph. And then just gets wrapped into this Lovecraftian like mystery of like why is the town folk acting strange and all this sort of stuff. It's a very good game for its time, but very, very clunky as well. Like it is quite immersive in the sense that it's a living town. There's people walking around, and like if you talk to them, their close-ups will appear on screen, and they're all like. The funny thing about it is they're all based off real actors, right? So like one character looks remarkably like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, and we all have to pretend to be shocked when he turns out to be evil. There's another guy who looks exactly like Doctor like Matlock, for example, the actor who plays him, and shockingly he's a doctor. Matlock. But the great thing is about it, like the character, like the actual acting is obviously very rudimentary for the time. So there is actual voice acting in this game. One of the first games to do that. And there's some characters you just fall in love with because they're played with such campness. You know, like there's one guy in particular that we fell in love with on the other channel called Jug. And he just talks like this all the time and keeps looking up at you and thinks the world of Mr. Parker and just has that kind of shrivelly voice. You know, it's again, another one of those games where like there's some remarkable leaps of logic and remarkable little like solutions to puzzles that you'll just go, what the fuck? And yeah, I have to say this is an incredibly strong round because these are some of the first games I threw into the hat when I was making this game gallery. And yeah, for very good reason. They're all very fun watches. So that leaves the choice then. Do we want to go for the Tim Curry game, Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers? Or do we want to go for Urban Runner? Or do we want to go for H.P. Lovecraft?
This is
It's a tough one for you.
It is a tough one because
you're a fan of H.P. Lovecraft.
I'm a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. I'm a fan of the shitness.
Yes.
Of that. I've been waiting to play this one.
How about again?
Running time. What are we looking at?
Oh.
I'll tell you now. So that's 6.5 hours.
Okay.
3 hours, at least maximum. That's about 7 hours.
Okay.
Now
I have an idea.
Would you want to chain them together?
Yes.
We do that. Then we do that.
No. Shortest to longest.
Oh, you want to do Urban Runner first?
Shortest to longest.
Urban Runner, Gabriel Knight, Shadow of the Comet.
I think if we do it that way, because I mean, these.
These are sort of three of the strongest.
That's what I
names in
mean.
the
Yeah,
hat.
like if they're solid picks, do we want to risk having 3 solid playthroughs?
Yeah. And again, these are games that I've played already, so I can breeze through them fairly quickly.
Yeah. So like as I said, if we start with the shortest one first,
yeah,
which is the Schlock one.
Yes.
Right. So we do Schlock, then we do.
Mid-tier.
Objectively brilliant game.
Yeah, and then we do because like
a real mixed bag. Like
so, how you said this one's 9 hours?
Oh no, about 6 or 7 hours.
Oh sorry, 6 or 7.
This one's about the same length.
Okay, grand. Yeah, all right. So do you want to do that then?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So that was what we're waiting for, lads, wasn't it? So the next game after Omicron is going to be Urban Runner, right? So we're going to put on screen, right? So coming up next in the game gallery, we have Urban Runner, Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers, and then lastly Shadow of the Comet. There's your next 3 in the game gallery.
So if you don't like them,
just wait a couple of weeks.
If you don't like them, I'm sorry, but I like Tim Curry and I like H.P. Lovecraft and I like Schlock.
Yes.
Although to be fair, he has lied to me before about a Schlocky one, but then again, I was high on painkillers. So.
That was Hopkins. That was just fetish porn, to be honest.
And it didn't even have that in it.
You didn't like it, but I managed to find something to make it.
But to be fair, I was very, very high, and I did laugh an awful lot at the fact that it was the same gangster coming back each time.
Kenny Loggins, yeah.
I was like, why
No,
do we keep going to the danger zone?
You will genuinely love this one because I am going to try my utmost to find all the deaths in this game.
Excellent.
And you will see, if I don't get it into playthrough, I'll get a death reel.
That
Because
was the joke I kept making, wasn't it? It's like, why do we keep going to the danger zone?
Yes.
Yeah. That makes that actually.
And again, same with Shadow of the Comet. There's a lot of like little like wonderful little like situations that you'll see. Just logical like puzzles, just going the wrong way. And with Gabriel Knight, it's a wonderful mixed bag because it's a genuinely good story, genuinely good game with genuinely good acting. But it's also a Sierra game, and they have a bit of a track record. So
yeah,
we're gonna get some fun out of it. Either way, lads, we are covered for the next fucking year of Game Gallery at this rate. So, not really.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You are genuinely welcome, sir, or madam, indeed. But yeah, that was what we're waiting for, lads, wasn't it? So, we'll see you next time. Like, share, and subscribe. Foxy, do you want to do the outro, or will we just cut here?
I thought we were just gonna tag this on to Weekend at Amy's.
I don't know. We'll do it to the 1 year anniversary.
Oh, okay.
Because we did mention that at the time, so you know.
Yeah, do all that stuff down below.
Yes.
Do it.
Yeah, we're going for good now. Promise. Okay, bye.